We're live. Organic dope. Conspiracy talk.
Number 9, is it?
It is number 9. With Aaron, Andrew, Tony Soib. What's going on, fellas?
How's it going?
We're going to talk some conspiracies. Aaron, you're the youngest.
I am.
He is the youngest.
Everything's a conspiracy in your life.
That is correct, actually, at this point.
Yep.
But you're not really into them.
I'm not. I should be.
You should
but
be.
I'm not.
It's going to be.
Yes.
Next, in between you guys, who's younger?
I'm 30.
You guys are about the same age.
37.
Yeah, same age.
36.
So what's the deal? You into conspiracies?
I mean, you know, what? I don't even like the whole term. I think it was a made-up term by the government, by the CIA, by the
You think
FBI.
Conspiracy is a conspiracy?
I think
Yeah.
that means he's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thinks the word conspiracy is a conspiracy.
Yeah, it was shoved down everybody's throat to get them to quit asking about JFK. Just shut up about it. You're a conspirator. That's where it came from. That's the first conspiracy was JFK.
You think the first one was JFK?
Well, I don't think, like, as far as a date goes, that's the first one. But that's the first big one in America where people were like, that's not fucking
yeah.
right.
I mean, they made a movie about
What
it.
Yeah.
about Bigfoot or those predate JFK?
Had to, right?
Sure. There's lots of
I think what you mean is
conspiracies.
like the negative connotation of conspiracy
That's what I'm
started
saying.
with the JFK.
With JFK. There was conspiracies before that, of course. But that's when it was shoved down our throat. That's when the word got really commercialized. That's when the tinfoil hat shit started with making fun of those people. And that's when they started, I think the government really started feeling their power was when they got away with JFK. And
Yeah.
they knew, we can do what we want.
And now everybody
We can
pretty
shut
much
everybody
knows,
up.
right?
Yeah.
that
And everybody's
they were
like,
full of shit.
yeah. Everybody knows they're full of shit. More and more every day. No question.
I tell you what, we don't have to dive into it now, but I know that Michael Knowles, if you know him, is a conservative kind of talk show host. Just did a series of episodes called Fauci Unmasked, where he kind of digs into Fauci's whole rise to power.
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as conspiracy, but so that
Sure.
that is real interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if people tell you you're full of shit and you're lying, then I would say it falls into that category, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What's up, Mirzad? Mirzad's watching this.
Young fella.
Is Mirzad into conspiracies, I wonder? He's younger than all of us.
I guarantee you he is.
No.
A little bit.
No way.
A little bit.
He's still in college. His mind is still being poisoned.
So do you know a lot about JFK? Like in
Um,
that whole thing? Because I
little
watched
bit.
that movie when I was a kid, but
Sure.
I just
I've seen the
stayed
movie
away from it.
several times. I mean, I don't have a super strong opinion on who shot him or where he was shot. The only thing that I don't think is indefensible is the guy was not shot by one man in a tower. The magic bullet. I mean, come
Yeah.
on.
Hey, here's the
Give me a
fuck outta
fucking break.
Here's my question. I actually am just not up to date. Is it believed that he was shot from the grassy knoll or from the parking garage? Which one's the official?
Both are kind of in there. Don't really know. I
um,
don't think anybody knows.
I know there's the parking garage behind the car and the grassy knoll was on
there's
the
different
side.
theories.
the original story, I believe, was the guy that was up in the building that supposedly took all those shots. But people heard shots from the grassy knoll, which is why that was the whole thing. And there's just a lot of issues. But
Plus
obviously
the
he was
direction of
giving
the
up.
bullets.
Yeah, that's the one that
Come
always
on.
got me. Is the direction is like after the autopsy, it's like through his neck that way, and the knoll was over here.
Yeah,
his reaction-
and
his
the bullet,
reaction-
and the bullet goes like this.
Yeah.
Right, and his reaction was
So
when
he was giving up too much info,
yeah,
right?
when he went after he was shot to grab his neck, he grabbed the front and not the side. So I mean, clearly it came from behind, in my opinion.
Yeah. It was definitely all over the place.
All over the place. It was sloppy. It was like their not their trial run, but I mean, come on. They assassinated the president. I mean, tough to get away with even in the 60s. And they did. And the fact that they wouldn't release the information, it's not for it's
Which
not
they
ju-
still haven't.
they still
right?
haven't, even though Trump said that he was going to get it released. I didn't see that it did. I didn't really
'Cause
look
there's more to it.
hard, but it's just like the pharma companies saying that we're not going to release the ingredients to the vaccine for 78 years. Well, tell me why. Tell
they're
me
getting
why.
around that though, right?
Huh?
They're getting around that though, right?
Well, some judge forced them to give it up way quicker, a
Right.
couple years or something. He's like, yeah, you can make all your money from it, whatever. You've already made all your money from it, basically.
You got
we
water.
have a fucking
Back corner.
right to know what's in that shit.
Behind
Behind
the
them
Coke.
cokes. Go ahead, sir.
No, it's good. You all right, bud? You got it. There you go. What was I saying?
Vaccine ingredients, 78 years.
Yeah, why would you not give up ingredients for 78 years? What would be the purpose of that? You know, they say, well, it's because we want to protect our investment that we came up with the ingredients. It's like, dude, everybody's that's taking the thing is going to take it within the first 3 or 4 years. Then you need to give up the ingredients. Well, why do they want to hide that?
Because after 78 years, anybody that gives a shit is dead.
Yeah, there you go.
The information can't pass on to anybody that is going to want that information.
It's just like the JFK shit. I mean, it's been
There's
50
some people that want that shit,
years.
though.
It's been 50 years. And yet
people want it.
We're still not allowed to know what happened, really?
I agree.
We know
What are you
happened.
hiding?
We know what happened.
Well, obviously you're hiding something. I mean, a damn 2-year-old knows that. If mommy doesn't want to tell me where the cookie, you know what I mean? It's like you're hiding something. It's period.
Yeah.
Gotta say that. JT says the Earth's flat. Fight him.
JT, I'll fight you.
JT, I'm out on that one, bro.
JT, I'll fight you anyway.
Earth's
over that one.
round.
Yeah. That just ain't happening.
Mirzad says, what do you guys know about the guy with the umbrella?
The guy with the umbrella. I'm
I'm
not
not
sure I
sure.
know what he's talking about.
I don't either, unless it's is it a movie thing?
These young whippersnappers.
Yeah, it's probably some kind of joke.
I'm not young anymore, dude.
Well,
Fun fact, my birthday is in 5 days.
No, I was talking about Mirzad.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy birthday, man.
Thank you.
27.
28.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
You're almost a grown up. Not till you hit 30.
Oh, no.
So after JFK, what, Andrew?
You mean like what
I
was
mean,
the
were
next
you into
one?
the movie when you were young? Because that movie
Yep.
was what, the 80s?
Early 90s. 93, I want to say.
Okay.
Give or
So
take.
you had to be young as shit still.
8. Yeah, I remember
Okay.
watching it.
So,
I watched it since, though. I mean, it's a good movie. I mean, there's a lot of...
but what was between that and 9/11? Anything? Was 9/11 the next thing where you were like,
Yeah. 9/11 was the first one that I really did some research on and looked at pictures and tried to dig and got on some, like, I wouldn't say dark web sites, but deeper than fucking Google search engine stuff.
so
you
when
know?
was that? When did you start researching
Well, I was
that?
probably 21, 22, so that would have been 07, 08.
Okay, so that's pretty late, kind of.
By the way, you know what's fucked up is I am turning 27, and I didn't even know my own age, so good call.
Yeah, look at that.
I call myself 37.
Think about that later when you're trying to argue with
Yeah.
me. you know?
I always say I'm older than I am.
Yeah.
I
think-
round up.
I think the problem comes with it's a couple months before your birthday, so you start saying you're
Yeah.
the older age.
Yeah.
And then when your birthday comes, you get confused. Like, oh, wait. I
What?
don't know.
It helped me to be 30, even though I went through 2 weeks of depression hell after I turned 30. I called myself 30 for the months before, so maybe when it came, it wouldn't be such a smack in the face, but it still sucked.
Yeah.
But now I don't care. It doesn't really matter.
All right,
How
so
about when you're 40?
I really don't. It's not a big deal. I really don't.
That's good.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Yeah, I
the
don't-
30 thing broke me, I think, for the rest of my life. Like, yeah, I'm dying. I'm getting older.
That's fair.
I've already got a little bit of gray coming in right
Yeah.
here. I'm like, whatever.
wait till the 40 thing.
Whatever. No, I don't really fucking care. It's
Yeah, I said that too.
I believe you too. I'm like, fuck 40. I'm
Anyway,
30. I'm still 38.
This isn't dying talk. This is conspiracy talk here. So Oklahoma City was, when was that?
That was before 9/11. Yeah.
Okay.
That was late 90s, I think.
What's Oklahoma City?
So there was a bombing in Oklahoma City.
Oh.
You don't even know that. That was
I
in the
don't.
90s, though. So
That's crazy. He doesn't even know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, I
well,
was
I mean-
talking to Cody Crump, Jacob Wynn, and Dennis. They weren't born for 9/11. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
it's crazy.
I was like, oh my.
okay, so other
Yeah.
than JFK, which I guess I did know of that being a conspiracy with the movie, what got me into it was I had a buddy introduce me to Zeitgeist, the movie, in 2003. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
Me
Okay.
too.
So that movie had like 3 parts to it, and the first part was like based on religion. It started talking about where all that came from and the fact that Christianity is just a mock-up of every other religion, and there's like 300 plus religions that all follow the same patterns of born of a virgin and a December 25th birthday and 12 disciples and all these patterns that follow that.
Yep.
Like, it's happened in religion after religion after religion forever.
Yep.
And they explain how it's all based on astrology, right? And the sun and the stars and all that, which to me totally made sense, right? Because it was, if you go way back to where people weren't as educated on anything, what would be the first thing you would worship if it's not the sun? Right? Like it just
it would
comes
be the
up.
sun.
It'd have to
Yeah.
be, right? It's the only thing that gives life,
Sun-
right? It
sun and
turns
moon.
heat, everything.
Yep,
Right,
sun
so-
and moon.
Yeah.
So everything is based on God and Jesus is the sun. That's the whole cross, like all these things, right? So that made sense, and then it goes into the whole monetary system for part 2, and then goes into 9/11, and it was like, holy shit! Like I watched all that happen right in front of me, because when all that happened to me, I was at work and they sent me home. I'm like 19, 20, you know. Shit's on every channel.
Yeah.
Okay, and at the time I had my buddy hooked up the cable, because we got into the box, and then you could change the cable wires around and take off the filters and get your cable for free.
Yep.
But they busted me and found it and put the filter back on, and so I got cut off right before 9/11. So when 9/11 happened, I had no channels, and like even on channel 9, which was like the kids cartoon channel, fucking
Yeah.
9/11 shit, right? And it's
I
like,
remember
god damn it, it
Channel
was
9.
everywhere. And so I saw everything happen, and then when I saw the shit that they put together about how that's not what happened, and all that made way more sense, right? Way
Yeah.
more sense.
I know.
It was like, that's fucking completely logical, everything that they put together. And it's stood ground since then. So 2003 led me in to everything else. So that was 2003 on 9/11 for me. And that's kind of, the realization to me was like, holy shit, man, they can just come out and present that. Because I watched that happen on the news everywhere, where they just put out this narrative. And then you're going to tell me that's not what happened? And they just lied about that? Like, that was mass. So to me, it was automatically like, okay, now I got to question everything, because that was everywhere. Like, everywhere.
I want to know what part is there. What do you think? What did you see that you grabbed a hold of out of everything that you feel the strongest about?
Everything.
Well, okay, but
Okay, I mean, like, if I had to say one thing to a person of, like, you believe what they
yeah,
say?
boom, just immediate.
Okay.
The biggest impact.
I would say that, okay, all right, probably two of them.
That's fine.
All right. I
Yeah.
don't know which one's worse. Well, the first one that came to mind was that You know that there's an indestructible black box on a plane,
Yes,
right?
yes. Black
That
box.
they make so that those planes can blow up and like
Black box,
that
yeah.
has the information of what
Thick
happened.
steel.
Yeah. Fucking gone,
Yeah.
right? Gone. The guy driving the plane, though, they found enough of his
ID,
passport
yeah.
to tell who it was. In the rubble from the building.
That's a good
Okay,
one.
that would be number
That's a-
one.
that's a good
First
one.
one that pops off.
That'd be in my top 5.
The
too.
second one would be that Flight 93 vaporized. It vaporized. That's why there's no
Yeah.
pieces on the ground where it crashed, because it vaporized. That would be number 2. And if I had to go further than
Those
that,
are good ones.
I would question who the fuck I'm arguing with at that point, because I'd be like, can we just talk about those first 2 for a second before we go further? Because at that point you'd have to be like, all right, that doesn't make sense, right? Like, first of all, things don't vaporize.
No.
As far as I
mean,
know, I've never really seen that in a normal situation. Maybe-
Question for you then. Do you know that that has nothing to do with those first 2 points. Those first 2 points are great points. There's that famous airplane recording. It was either on the black box or the phone call where that dude's talking to his wife. And he's like, I think we're going to get up and charge the plane. And then
That's
everyone gets in.
93, the one that they crashed.
Mhm.
So
They
that's,
say
that's
crashed.
the one that vaporized?
Yeah, in the field. Pennsylvania, something like that.
Because it was supposed to hit the White House.
Yeah, the people took it over and crashed it. The passengers.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one he's talking about.
And
the
you're
big
saying
one.
that there was a phone call. That's what gets you to be like, oh, it had to be real.
Dude, no. I'm not
Oh.
saying that. I didn't know that was Flight 93.
Yeah.
I was
No,
saying
that's the one.
I was saying, did you think that was fake? And now I understand that
all of 'em.
The answer is yes.
All of 'em.
Yeah, I got you now.
Okay, at the same time, right, they were having a drill, okay, that there was going to be 4 commercial jets hijacked. 2 of them that were going to be aimed towards the Twin Towers. 1 that was going to be aimed towards the Pentagon. And 1 that was going to be aimed towards the White House. At the exact time, on the exact day that it actually happened. They were planning a...
Exercise.
Yeah, so that would probably be 3. 4 would be the fact that an airplane hit the towers, and if towers fell down like they were blown up, if you can't see that they were blown up, they imploded, didn't even mess up the buildings next to them. Building 7 fell, like somebody mentioned, just out of nowhere. They said for some building fires, nothing even happened over there. But
What was it? And what was in Building 7?
that was some CIA shit, right? A lot of documents,
Little
right?
secrets. They're
So-
gone now. Sorry, they
You gotta
burned
get
up.
rid of all that.
Yeah, that's where all the JFK documents were.
Dude,
6 months prior.
literally, you're close. It's shit like that.
6
Yeah.
months
Oh, it's all
prior,
burned up.
the guy that owned the buildings took out a 300% terrorist insurance policy.
Really?
Yeah,
Brutal.
got paid
I
big
said
time.
nothing more damning.
And was on TV
Yeah.
saying, "Oh, we just decided to pull the building on 7."
To
To
me,
me, they're
there's
like, "Oh yeah, we just decided to
yeah,
pull
to
it."
me, there's nothing more damning in a conspiracy than when the money starts getting seen.
Right?
Yeah, if you can find where someone's making a profit, then I think conspiracies kind of get greenlit at
Yeah.
that point.
Well, that's everywhere.
Speaking of profit, how much did the Bushes profit off of our war with Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan? Billions, hundreds of
Well,
billions.
war's been profit forever.
I know, but particularly
It's also really
Bush's.
good if you want to get voted back in.
You're right. Yeah, looks like a hero.
Mm-hmm.
I can piggyback off of those. Those are really good ones. How about at the Pentagon?
Right.
The plane hits
The most secure building on the planet, right?
within
it's the Pentagon.
within seconds. There's FBI at the gas station that's got surveillance, snatching up all the film. FBI at the Drury Inn right here that's got outside cameras that can see everything. They're in there snatching the film. Within
there was
minutes,
like 63 or
Within
67
minutes,
cameras
they've got all that
on
footage
that building.
soaked
They
up.
released four frames from one camera.
4 frames from the gate camera that are shitty, pixelated. It's this little bitty thing.
And even in those 4
flying
frames,
in.
you can tell it's not an
It
airplane.
looks like a fucking missile.
which is what's fucked up. You can
It's this
still see
little
it's a
bitty-
missile.
Yeah. You look at the hole in the Pentagon. There's a
coulda-
little hole.
They could have covered everything.
No wings.
Yeah.
No
Couldn't even
engines.
fit in there.
How about those solid steel engines? There's no holes.
They were
or-
remodeling the whole side of that Pentagon too. There was
They were
nobody in it.
remodeling the whole area that got hit. They were remodeling it. Not one death. It was evacuated.
Now they also
Isn't
said
that
that
interesting?
the path that the airplane would have had to take, which didn't take out the light poles either, by the way, they said was like pilots were like, "There's no way
There's
we could have
no
made that
way.
maneuver at that altitude." Because like at that speed, low, he's like that plane would have just fallen apart. You can't take those kind of turns.
Yeah.
And the ones that hit the towers weren't. What were they? Southwest or Delta? Or what were they supposed to be?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't those planes. If you see
No.
the videos that they all took, they weren't. They didn't even have windows. I don't think.
Dude, yeah.
There was probably nobody on the planes. Most people said without radar, you couldn't even hit those planes
right.
or hit the buildings. They're like it'd be like threading a needle at 50 miles an hour. You know.
Yeah.
Like, how are you going to hit it? You're going to come up on it, and it's going to be there before you know it. And you're going to miss it. And they just nailed it. So I would think it was like a remote control plane, probably, or some shit. I don't know. But they had already cut the beams. You know, the beams were cut before that building fell.
There were mysterious crews
time out.
all over the Twin
maybe
Towers
maybe
weeks before.
You know this, or someone in chat does, because they're popping off. The beams, weren't they found to be perfectly horizontally cut?
Yeah, which you need to demolish them. But I mean, there was a building in Spain not that long before that, maybe like not that long before that, it burned for 24 hours. It was on fire, and the only thing that was left was the freaking structure.
Yeah, how about the Notre Dame? That shit burned for,
Yeah.
what, 2-3 days?
Yeah,
And they're rebuilding it right now because it didn't collapse?
right. Good example.
Yeah.
There's no shrapnel at the Pentagon. There's no plane shrapnel. If you look
There's
at all
nothing.
of the
No
footage,
plane.
there's no engines. There's no nothing.
Well, it probably vaporized.
That's I know. What the fuck, dude. And Aaron, conveniently, and
Except for
this-
the passports, those are unvaporizable.
There, you could still make Habib out on that thing. Aaron, it's amazing. $2 trillion went missing because of the impact on the Pentagon. Vaporized, $2 trillion. We don't know where it went. We don't know.
Not to mention what we
they,
lost.
They mentioned that. I remember. I swear, remember this. Donald Rumsfeld, one of those fucking guys. $2 trillion went missing. You know, we can't come up with it. We don't know where it went. We don't know. And then they moved on to whatever, SeaWorld or something, whatever the next topic was. I mean, they glossed over $2 trillion that went missing. Like it was a fucking commercial. $2 trillion, yeah, well, we don't know. Like, how convenient is that?
Or we got somebody
Are you
saying
kidding
that we're
me?
just discussing facts. There's no conspiracy on 9/11, and I do kind of agree. I'm pretty sure everybody.
That's a subscriber right there.
I believe it. I mean, like for the most part, like when I started watching it, it was like 10% maybe at the most of America was maybe on board with that shit. Like if you were lucky, and I would say for sure, it's almost like everybody you talk to is like, yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Of course it is. So I would go after that. I don't know. The big one that I lean towards is, especially for like you, because you're younger, and I don't know how they teach it, but do you really think that we landed on the moon?
Yes.
Because that's ridiculous.
I'm not sure about the whole moon thing.
I
don't even know.
I'm not super confident either way. I'm not.
What about you, Tony?
I don't want to pick a side either. I'm gonna.
No, so
I'm on the side of yes, they did.
yeah, because that's a fucking retarded side to be on, right?
What an idiot.
You heard it. You heard it here first. Bill
I
calls
mean-
me a fucking retard.
Well, you said that. I said it was a retarded side to be on, but you know, what? All right, you're a bright guy, Aaron. What makes?
I used to be.
Yeah,
Well, before this podcast, you were.
I thought you were.
Hey, Bill thought good of me before this podcast. Yeah,
Taking a nosedive.
Bill's thoughts of me are gonna vaporize like those planes.
All right. Why would you think that we made it? Give me that.
I'm not prepared to have this discussion.
Well, I
with
mean,
you.
you
I'm not-
believe that we
I'm not
went.
armed. Yeah, I know.
That's it.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna hurt you on the inside.
Yeah.
I know what they told me, and I believed it.
Right, because they told. So that's what it is. They taught it. You're like, yeah, we went.
And I think there's a flag up there, but
Yeah. So
I
they go up,
imagine-
they took a flag.
I was the same way,
So
and I
my-
still am not.
the flag
yeah.
part gets me because if you don't think we had the technology to fly someone there, then we definitely didn't have the technology to send a rover there with a flag and plant it.
Why do you think there's a flag on the moon?
Yeah, I agree. What are you so hung up on that for? What's it?
I thought people could see it with a telescope.
A telescope on a flag? Have you?
No. I just told you I'm not armed to have this conversation, Bill.
Well, that's what I mean. Like I don't know.
Oh,
like
see
that's
the
never
flag.
been done.
Oh, is there people that you can see the flag?
No.
As far as I thought,
No,
I
you
thought you
can't.
could.
Oh, well, maybe you can. Shit,
No.
I didn't know.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
Considering on certain days you can see the Andromeda
You can see
galaxy
two-
No,
with
I agree.
your bare
I
eye,
agree.
and how many
You
light
could see
years
a
away is
flag on that galaxy, on a planet in that
No,
galaxy.
but
or-
the moon
No,
is a
I'm
lot
saying the moon.
closer, and that's a good. I've never heard that before. That you could see the flag. I mean, that's if you could. That's
Yeah, that
pretty
That means when they were on the moon, they could see a person on the
true.
Earth.
Well, did they have the telescopes back then, though?
It doesn't matter. I mean, think about it now, today. You think if you're sitting on the moon, you could like fucking pull out a telescope
Good
and see
point.
a
I
person?
don't know if you
The guy
can
can wave
see-
at you, go, hey.
No, but he's right. If you can see Saturn,
Well, no, I
or
think you'd have a
whatever,
way hard
then
time.
you
It's
should
a
be able to
planet.
see-
It's a planet, not a person.
Time out. I think you'd have a way harder time seeing a person on planet Earth, considering the Earth is spinning at, I think, 2,500 meters a second.
So is the
And
moon, right?
no, it's not. The moon's tidally locked. The same side's always facing us. It's
Because
never
it's
moving.
spinning at the same speed, right?
It's spinning slow
supposedly.
enough to go with its revolution. That's why there's a dark side of the moon. It's because you never get to see that side.
So you think that the moon just mysteriously happens to spin at the exact same moment that we see it, and it never moves?
Yeah, because
'Cause
tidally
that's just a miracle, man.
you
Like
could say
seriously, that would be a fucking miracle, right?
Well, tidally locked planets happen on several other galaxies as well.
Oh, how do you know that?
Because people study it, Bill. It's like saying,
but maybe they're
I-
in on it too.
I'm not. Yeah, maybe.
So I mean, but people,
Maybe, but-
just people study it.
Oh, I'm
you
just.
know.
That's my problem with conspiracy theorists. A lot of times is to
Okay.
say it's because you don't know the information
No,
for
I got you.
yourself. It's like because
Which is beautiful because we're gonna get into that because I'm
Yeah.
gonna change your mind on this shit.
please do, because I've had the same people bring up that argument because I've been in this seat before with other people going back and forth, and the thought always gets brought up that just because you don't know what they do during a surgery, why would you have the surgery if you can't prove that they're doing what you think they're doing? It's because you've trusted them to have gone to
Yeah.
school and learned about it for so many years
Right.
that you trust their feedback. You're not seeing them do the surgery yourself.
But
You're
you
not-
could.
Super vulnerable,
Well, it
isn't
depends
it?
on the surgery, but no.
No, but you can. You can go on YouTube right now and watch a whole surgery.
Just like you can go on YouTube and watch the moon not spin.
Or you could go find, like, if your wife's a nurse, right? I'm sure you could figure a way somehow into a doctor and watch a surgery. Like, it's really
Probably,
happening.
I mean, you know.
Are you
It
saying-
can be
Are you saying
proven.
the moon's not even there?
I would like
we
to
need to-
argue that point at some point. Like, I don't know. I know the moon's there. I don't know what the moon's weird.
So here's my question.
I definitely think the moon's not what
you-
it's
so
supposed
you-
to be, but I'm not like
My question is, do
I
you
don't know
trust
enough.
your eyes to see a surgery, but you don't trust your eyes to see the moon?
I know what I see. I see the moon.
And you've always seen the same side of the moon,
Yeah, the moon never
no
moves.
matter where
really.
you go on the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the same side, and it always changes axis depending on how far up and down you are.
I get it.
So the moon's there. The moon's tidally locked.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said, that's not.
So,
let's
but
talk about going to the moon.
All right, I'm getting back to the original
Yeah,
point.
yeah, going
I'm-
to the moon, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting back to the original point is why you wouldn't be able to just zoom in on a person on planet Earth when it's spinning that fast versus looking at something stationary.
Because if you're looking at it stationary, it's looking at you stationary, doofus.
What are you talking about?
I mean, like if it's not moving to us, then we're
Okay,
not
this-
moving to it.
It's doing that, but you have a telescope tracking perspective reference out here versus reference of this. It's two whole different points of reference.
It's just backwards.
Yeah, but the speed of rotation is still way different. If you're rotating something far out, that's going to rotate way slower than if you're on the thing rotating looking out. That's just physics. That's just a thing of reference. Like
Either way.
Here's an example. You just saw a car go past you at 60 miles per hour. Now you're on a train going 60 miles per hour, and that car's going 60 miles per hour next to you. You're moving at the same rate at that point.
Right, but if you were at a camera in that train and a camera in the car, you could face each other and you could zoom in on each other
Yeah.
Yes.
because you're both moving
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
same
but
speed.
what I'm
And the
saying-
other way, you couldn't do it, neither of you. There's no way that one person could do it and the other one can't.
That's absolutely why.
That doesn't make any sense, dude. Physics-wise.
It does. It's why when you're at the center of imagine that you're spinning a circle, right? If you're spinning and you're on the center of that circle, towards the center of it, you're moving way slower if you draw a line between 2 points than the thing on the outside spinning. So I'd be moving like this versus the one on the outside going like that. There's a reason that I couldn't reference that inside thing that's spinning way faster opposed to me on the planet on the outside versus if I was on it looking out.
So you could not see the flag. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying you could easily set up a telescope to track the speed of that flag.
Yeah, I
the
would
flag
think-
is not. Remember, it's not on something that's spinning.
I agree. Yeah.
He disagrees. I don't know.
Really? Oh,
and
okay.
Because there's no fucking flag.
and
It's
that
a fucking ridiculous thing in the first place. We're
Which
talking
is
about
fine.
a fucking flag on a plant like some
that's
random
fine.
rock.
I'm just arguing with you on a different topic. If you want to get back to conspiracy, we can go back to that.
Can you see the flag? Did you say that, or you said that maybe
Let's
we could?
talk about him putting a fucking flag on the moon. Let's talk about that.
Hey, the answer is, I think that
So
Aaron,
maybe
Aaron,
someone
you haven't
could.
seen the pictures.
No,
Okay,
that's why.
okay.
This whole time, I'm not even.
No, I know.
Aaron,
Can
why
they
haven't
not,
we-
Can they not
why
see
haven't-
the flag?
Aaron.
I'm sorry,
Aaron.
I'm getting pulled in two different
I know.
directions.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
What?
No, we're good. Go.
Why hasn't anybody else put a flag next to ours?
I don't know. Has anyone else walked on the moon?
Why not?
I don't know. All I know is that the Russians.
Because nobody can do it, dude. Because we can't. Nobody can do it. That's why nobody's ever done it again.
Here's my question for you. Genuine question.
Please.
So right now, Tesla has a plan on sending people on SpaceX back to the moon. If they go back to the moon, are you going to
Okay.
believe that?
Let's. If what? No, no, they're not going to the moon. Nobody's going to the moon.
All right.
What do you want?
He's not even trying to go to the moon. He's going to Mars.
No, he's trying to go back to the moon. Moon's the first spot. They're going to try to set up
Hey,
a
you
station
wanted
on
to
the
sit
moon to dock, get fuel to go to Mars.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about that then. I want to know about this going to moon thing, right? Where he's like, okay, we're going to go to the moon to dock, to get fuel, to go to Mars.
Yes.
Okay? Because do you realize how far the moon is from here?
Yes.
Do you know how much fuel it takes to get to 200 miles above Earth?
Yes.
How much?
I know. You want me to give you an exact quantity?
Well, you just said you knew how much, so I figured you could tell me.
No, but I
Oh,
know.
so
how
you don't
mu-
know how much.
Not an exact amount, no. But I know how much
But how
it
much?
takes to fly a 60,000 pound object for 800 miles.
Okay, so
I mean, if you want to get, it's only 5 miles to
I'm
get
just
to
saying,
space,
like,
Bill.
so I'm just giving you
Agreed.
some quick points of like
Yeah.
if I was to tell you my first top two things, right? I'm trying
That's
to
fair.
say
It just seems like your quick points, like in other conspiracies, are just a stab in the dark without any background, which is fine because you can say the same thing about.
well,
my
I got to lay
points.
some kind of groundwork, right? Like
yeah,
this,
but
you're
it's
talking
like
the
you
moon.
haven't laid groundwork.
What's because you keep talking about other shit? We're talking about actual moon. You're acting like the angles and all
I've
this
talked
shit,
about
right?
Everything that you.
Okay, well, let's talk about normal things like gas, right? Like how much gas it takes to get to 200 miles above Earth. And then think they went 1,200 times further than that. And back.
Well, it depends on how you.
Hold on. And back. And they can't, like, on what? With what?
Well, I guess my question is, do you? All these have different bases. What do you believe about space? Do you believe there's no air resistance in space? Do you believe it's a vacuum? That's fine, and you can say that.
I don't
But that's
think we
the
know.
basis. That's the basis
know.
I'm coming from.
I mean, that's what I've learned. And here's the thing.
But
I learned. I was a big space guy as a kid, right? So I know the science behind space. I'm not like a retard with what's supposed to have gone on.
I agree, but also all of our calculations in physics are based off properties of things happening in a vacuum. So if you believe space is a vacuum and there's no drag, and you've escaped Earth's gravity,
It would take
then it's going to take
very
absolutely
little.
no fuel
Yeah,
to
very
maintain
little.
your speed, because there's no negative acceleration on you once you're in space. You're just going to drift to your spot. You use fuel to launch off the moon. It's got, I think, like 1/8 the gravity of Earth. So already you're using barely any. The two spots you're really using fuel is leaving Earth and landing on Earth.
You believe Tesla's doing what he's doing? You like Elon Musk, right? He said there's
I have no
absolutely no
feelings.
chance. The amount of fuel that it would take was astronomical for what he said it would take to get to the moon. Him personally. I'm just throwing that out there.
I haven't heard that, but
Either way,
that's fair.
it's way too much, right? But that's just number one, just to say that. But I would say, like,
Well, it
why
just
hasn't
depends.
anybody else first of all, just to lay the ground of, like, we were in a competition to go there. We're not the only people. And we make this random spot on TV live
For sure.
somehow.
By the way, I'm in agreement with it's very weird that no one else went. That's
Yep.
I can't rectify that part.
Dude, we did it 6 times.
Excuse me. Did what?
6 times. Went to the moon.
With people?
6 times, yeah. Apollo, what, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17?
Yeah, 5 or 6. Yeah. Couple of failures.
I don't
in
know
there,
why
but
no one
No,
else has
just
gone.
13. Didn't really fail. It just didn't land.
Didn't land, and then the other one.
But
blew
we made
up.
it.
Yeah.
None of them blew up.
Yeah, well,
Challenger blew up.
Challenger.
Challenger.
They
That had
weren't
nothing
going
to
to
do
the
with
moon.
Apollo. Fuck no.
Okay.
That's a whole nother story. But we're going to stick to the moon.
Okay.
fair.
All right? So 6 times we went to the moon. What do we know about the moon still? Anything more than we knew before that? Not really. Right, so what did we go for? Did you get anything? They got rocks, right? They gave some rocks out, but those were proven fake.
Oh, I don't care about the rocks.
Yeah, because why would they give fake rocks?
No.
That means
I
nothing,
think the
right?
only reason they went to the moon is to swing their dick and say that they could, but I don't think they did it for any research
Right. So
reasons.
it's great, but nobody else could do it.
But why would they lie about the rocks? I agree with that.
Yeah, why didn't they just give them real moon rocks?
Souvenirs, man.
Why didn't they give
Money.
them real moon
No,
rocks?
they gave them away, Aaron. They gave them.
Oh, they
the-
gave them.
The
I didn't know
ones
that
that they
part.
gave as moon rocks to, like,
The president of Argentina.
like big stuff.
They had them analyzed, and they were fucking.
it's just
earth
petrified
rock.
wood.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
it's a bullshit.
Cool, I didn't
That's
know
a
that.
yeah. That's a
Yeah,
big
no,
one there.
it's bullshit.
That's a big one. to
There's
me.
nothing. They have nothing. They didn't do anything.
Yeah.
When the guys, have you seen the interviews from the guys came back? Like, have you ever watched those interviews of?
No. Like, I'm going to circle back to the very beginning. I am not
Yeah.
armed to have this
Yeah.
conversation.
Well,
Oh, you're
that's
good,
why I'm
dude.
asking
not
why
sure
you believe
either.
it.
I'm not sure either.
So I'm saying, what would it take for you
It's
to
'cause-
not believe it? You know, like, how about the fact
Just
that?
because I haven't been convinced by anyone in this room to not believe it.
Okay, so how about the fact that they put all this together to go right, like so fast. They were racing the Russians. They're trying to get out there. They didn't have the right stuff to do it. Like the engine, they were trying to get these things done, and the engineers and the scientists are trying to put it together. Like there's no way we can't do it in 6 months. Like, well, you have to have it. You have to have it, and they would just get it done and go, and that's it. But that's further into it. Let's say, like,
No,
the
that's fair.
pictures that you
I
see,
think
right?
Your best argument. Sorry, the best argument against me, and I don't have a belief one way or the other. I think there's enough contradicting evidence that the moon landing.
Ice? My man. Go ahead.
You're doing
You're
God's
making,
work.
you're making this dude go through a task right now, dude.
Laser focus.
Yeah. I don't think there's enough contradicting evidence to suggest that there's a plausible reason that we didn't go to the moon, we faked it. I'm totally aboard with that.
So all
But
the information that they had on it, the telemetrics, all the information for building everything, gone. They lost it.
Yeah, I don't know that, but
No, but they just lost it. That's their explanation. Yeah, we don't know. We just lost it. So that's why they can't.
Didn't they say that the
Thank you, sir. That's why
the
they can't
filming-
recreate
The
it.
filming shit went bad or something, where all their film went bad.
well, that's a
I've
good
heard that
point.
one.
Do you own any VHSs?
Yeah.
Have they gone bad yet?
Nope.
I've heard that magnetic tape's supposed to go bad 30 years.
I've watched stuff Yeah, from the 80s.
Even that doesn't make sense because it's 30 years.
Yeah.
But-
No, they all work fine.
Yeah, I've been
Just
told
fine.
to go turn your VHSs into like something on a USB because they're gonna expire at some point. Don't know if that's bullshit or not,
It's bullshit,
Yeah.
dude.
but
Yeah,
I grew up with VHS. You never had one, right? You don't
no,
even.
I have plenty.
You have?
Oh yeah, late 90s. They were still making
Yeah.
VHS then. Yeah.
I grew up on Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Barely.
Well,
What are you talking about?
They were barely making them in the late '90s, is what I'm talking about.
Actually, they made
They
VHS
made
all
plenty
Tell
of
me,
them.
I'm 42 years old. dude.
06.
They made
06 is when
plenty
they
of
quit making
VHSs in the late
VHSs.
90s, man.
Yeah, I'm
That's how I
just
spent my
saying,
whole
like-
childhood on VHS.
I know what
I'm
you
just
mean.
saying,
He was only
they
10
were
years
switching
old.
at 99 to
He was only 10
DVD.
years old.
Strong.
Who, me?
Yeah, you were 10 in 06, right?
I-
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
have
that
like
late
one of the
90s. I was
last
like, oh, no.
VHS ever made. They like it was badass. They used to skip the previews and shit. That thing was so top notch. You could put a rented tape in. It would just go straight to the movie,
Oh shit.
dude.
It's a good time right there.
Yeah. And then right after that, it was like, yeah, we're not going to do these anymore. It's like,
Right.
anyway.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
that's it. You just believe them because they said they went.
Well, I don't believe them because you said they didn't go.
No,
But I'm critical.
No, I just
I'm-
want like logic of like, yeah, we went. Why is nobody else gone? Are you going to say that we're
I'm with
like
you on that.
we're
on
like-
agreement.
a half a century ahead of everybody else on the planet somehow? That like China didn't go, Russia didn't go, right?
Still.
There's nothing up
That's
there.
the part that bothers me. By the way.
Still.
We can't even go.
I agree. That's the part that I
You went in the 60s,
Yeah,
but even today
that I
with
haven't
Japan and
rectified.
China's...
The furthest
and
we
the
can
part
go
that
is
bothers me is the rockets went in the 60s, right? And I guess that's NASA proprietary, how they built that or whatever. But then Tesla comes in and starts building rockets, and the first 100 of them crash and burn. It's like, wow, we haven't figured that shit out yet.
I know. I totally
Yeah.
agree. That's got me
That's
like...
the part that's got me effed.
That and the rocks
Yeah.
put me
By the way,
into
I-
the point
I arg-
of...
yeah.
I'm very
I
skeptical
argued on
that
this
we
whole
went.
flag thing. I've never seen it myself. I'm just saying that
That's what
you
I
can
mean.
for
You
sure. No, I'm not even going back.
No,
to
when you said that, that's an extremely good observation. If you can see Andromeda, shouldn't you be able to move your fucking telescope
You
onto
can-
the
you
moon
can
and see the flag?
Yeah, you can set up electrical telescopes
You
to
know.
easily track the movement of the moon as
Yeah.
it moves.
Oh, yeah.
My thought is that I haven't done it myself.
It doesn't
so
matter
so I
because
can't
that-
say it to him. That it's there.
takes away from the fact that they're just saying that they went to the moon, right? You're still talking about a feat that cannot be done right now.
I
Okay?
know.
Right
Right.
now,
Mm-hmm.
they can't
With
do
all
it,
the money...
right? And you're talking the
Yeah,
60s, right?
right,
Back
60s.
then, they didn't have a home computer.
What's Mirzad saying? He's popping off.
Dude,
I'm curious.
their computer took this whole room up in the 60s.
he says he's on the opposite side of me.
Yeah, I don't know.
He assumed there's way crazier stuff being done that's actually shown. Rather, we fake more advanced stuff than really exists.
That's fair.
Mirzad's definitely a questioner, but more
Yeah,
of
but that's
today's stuff.
Yeah, but
Well,
that's
he
still
wasn't
off the
alive
subject
then,
of what's
so-
going on there, right? Of like what I'm saying is nobody's done it to this day. You can't go further than 400 miles up above Earth. That's the furthest anybody's ever gone.
Space
Any,
station, yeah.
any person?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
ever. Like, and very few have made it that far. Normally, it's in the 200,
Do you really-
150,
Okay.
200 mile range.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you believe that there are rovers on Mars?
No.
Okay. That's
No,
good.
nothing past that.
All right.
No moon, no rovers, nothing. They can't. Now I get that they could shoot. Like, no, they can't. They can't get anything past that. Right? There's like, first of all, things don't work the same without the air. So the machinery, if it was a
Yeah,
vacuum, like
I'm
you're
very
saying, doesn't work
skeptical
right.
That they could know everything that's going on out there.
Dude, they
and be
barely had calculators
successful.
that were fucking doing shit. Like the technology was shitty, right?
Yeah.
But supposedly they just showed it on live TV, where there was multiple different delays. Some of them were only 3 seconds. Some were 14 seconds. They didn't know. They were just trying to make it seem
Yeah.
whatever.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
I'm very skeptical about it.
Do you think we have satellites?
I do think we have the lower satellites. I'm very curious about the real high, like the geosynchronous ones they talk about.
Yeah, there's low orbit and high orbit satellites.
Definitely the low orbit for sure. I know that's like Sputnik and shit. That shit was real. I'm not like
Look that
against that, right? Like I said, you can get I believe in space to the extent of like 250, 400 miles, right? Where they can take pictures above, like it looks high as fuck. But not like high as fuck that you could see the Earth as a round object, right? Like not, you're always gonna see horizon. You're never gonna get high enough to look down and go, oh, look, there's, so you remember seeing ever a video that they showed about them looking back at the Earth?
Yeah. Back on
Right?
the satellite thing, before we jump onto that,
Yep.
I think the highest low Earth satellite's like 1,000 miles up. Do you?
That's rough for me. But again, I don't know because it's more of a human thing past 400. But yeah, like I said, the low, I would go low. I don't know. You saying the highest low Earth?
Yeah, is about 1,000 miles up, I think. They range between 200 and 2,000 kilometers, and I think a kilometer is like 2.25 miles.
Something like that.
Once it
So
gets
about
past
1,000.
that, I would question those satellites. Yeah.
Well,
Like-
I mean, we're already smashing your 400 miles to 1,000 miles. If
that's
you're
what I
thinking
mean.
that.
I would be questioning that. Anything past 400.
All right.
Right? They start saying 1,000 because it jumps from 1,000, then all of a sudden 12,500 for the synchronous ones that don't move.
Correct.
Yeah. No. Get the fuck out of here with that. Like,
Really?
Where's it? Yeah, I just don't.
All right.
It's so. Do you realize how far that is?
I do.
Like the farthest anybody's recorded to go is like from here to Colombia. If you were to put it in this distance, like on a different axis, right?
Oh yeah, we talking
Right,
about
but to
something
go to the moon would be
No,
go
you're
around the
talking about
Earth like
something
9 times.
to transport a
Far.
human.
Like
250,000 miles, isn't it?
it's the difference, though, right? It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
either driving here to Colombia or driving around the Earth 5 times around the
It's
equator, or
incredible.
9 times around the
Yeah,
equator.
but it's also the difference between shooting up a literal skyscraper that's 90% fuel.
No, now you're talking about you could just so you could just shoot it over and you're good. Like do you shoot guns? Do you shoot guns?
I have.
Have you? If you're a little bit off, you can get real far off at 1,000 yards, right? Like,
Yeah.
So I mean, like, you think you just go in and you're magnetically pulled and everything's good? They're just going to shoot it up there. We're good. We got enough fuel. We're going to make it back there. Have you ever seen the video? They had video of them taking off from the moon. Have you seen that shit? That's what they showed. You've never seen that?
No.
Okay. Tell me that this is real. Okay. I want you to.
We got 11 people watching.
Yeah, but there's real math to calculate a trajectory.
There's
off
math
Earth.
for anything, right? Like you can, like I learned in algebra that 1 equals 2, and they figured that out. I'm just letting you know.
Oh,
Like
you
I
followed-
learned that.
You followed the fake ass algebra.
Well, I mean, like it's
you can pull that up, and
mathematically
I'll smash it. You can pull that up.
That's
if you want.
fine, but I'm just saying, like it's mathematically, like you could say that
You're losing me on that. You're starting to lose me by saying math's not math, by the way.
math is math, right? But it's still estimates, always. Okay.
Yeah, the 1 equals 2 thing is.
Well, I'm just saying I learned that in high school. They did that, and after that, it was
as
kind of
as
like,
a-
okay, what
as
the
a
fuck?
joke with wrong algebra.
I get it, but the fact is, like, 2 plus 4 equals 6, right? But so does 5 plus 1. Right? There's
Yeah.
There's always a way to get to the answer in math. So if you want the answer, you can make it work. So if I want
That
to
is
say
true.
on an angle that something's this triangle looks like this, right? This triangle could also be this big, and we could just change the numbers and it all works out the same, right? Like an equilateral triangle is an equilateral triangle, right?
Yeah, I guess you're kind of losing me.
Well, if I wanted to say something was 100 miles away, I could also say it was 1,000 miles away, and we could work out the angles to make that work in math, right? No?
No.
You guys not there either?
I'm terrible with math, so I'm going to
I can't
divert.
do math right now, Andrew.
You kinda
Like as
lose
far
me.
as
Aaron
angles or
is
something,
far
you don't think you
superior to
could change the math and say
What?
like, okay, the sun and the moon are the same size in the sky. They look the same size, but they're further away, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't think that you could just say, okay, well maybe the moon's as big as the sun and the sun's as big as the moon, and they still look the same size?
I see what you're saying.
What, have you never...
I'm just saying, like, you can do the math the other way and it could still work. Right? I was just using that as an example. You don't have to like go into the
It's
astronomy
it's
and things.
trusting guys that you have to both agree that are much smarter than you to be able to figure things out that you cannot fathom.
I guess
It's just changing the
I'm
number.
totally with that, but every time you hopped into your car, you've done that.
You're right. He's right.
I mean, it's just,
You're right.
why are we picking it there?
No,
Why have we
I'm just
chosen to
telling-
discriminate on that spot?
I'm just telling you where he's coming from.
I
That's
get
all.
it.
Yeah, that's all.
The point I'm saying is everything.
No, you're
everything
right.
he's doing on this digitally.
I have
it's
no
because he
clue.
relied on people that have
You're
done it.
completely relied on
It's just
people. Yes, totally agree.
Why do we trust this to work and trust that to
I guess
not work?
because he can see that and touch it, and the moon he can't. You know,
I'm
Right.
Yeah, I'm getting that vibe. Is anything you can't touch or be
it's
within
hard for him to believe.
touch distance. You're
Yeah,
not
I could. I mean,
fully
I don't
believe.
know. I'm sure I can believe something that's not there. What I
Do
can't
you believe that
believe.
Mars is there? Because you can't see it. You know, with your
Yeah, you
eyes.
can see it.
Well, no, you
You
can't.
can track it. Fuck yeah, you can.
How do you figure?
You could look at it right now in a telescope. You can see Mars.
And you would know that distance. What I'm saying is,
No, you wouldn't.
you just said you could track it. The only way you
You
track
could
it
track
is if
it.
you
You
know
could
the
see
distance.
it. You don't know the distance. Oh fuck no, you don't know the distance.
Have you ever looked at Mars
Yeah,
through a telescope with
Yeah.
your own eyes?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I have.
I mean, I don't even need a telescope. You can see Mars in the sky. What they
Yeah.
say is Mars. I mean, I guess if you
That's
want to
what
say,
I'm saying.
well, yeah, if you
That's
want
what I'm
to,
getting back is he's not.
no,
Yeah.
if you want to go that far, but I do
Well,
But
believe
what
that
I'm
that's
saying
Mars.
is, I feel like you've gone that far.
You have.
No, I haven't.
You
I know
have.
it's the
Yeah.
moon. I'm saying we haven't gone there. Is what I'm saying. What do you mean
Yeah.
I haven't?
Yeah, but no.
How have I gone there? What are you
No,
talking
I mean,
about? I
like,
believe the moon's.
You believe the moon is
There's something there.
250,000?
No, I don't know that it's as far away as they say. In fact, I would guess that it probably isn't, if anything, because I don't understand if something was that far away, how I could see it in so good of detail with my own eyes.
I have a question. Totally off topic, but also on topic. Do you believe the moon's responsible for the tides?
No.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know, but I would say no because I think the moon's a fucking weird. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the moon.
All right.
Right? The moon
It is a weird little deal.
just doesn't
It
seem
just kind of
correct to me,
hangs
right?
out there. It's a
No,
little
well, it's
weird
like
little
okay,
rock.
if the moon,
It's a weird little
There's-
rock.
if the moon
And-
was what it was,
Hey,
right?
in the world of human existence, the moon is fucking odd.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
It's not
Yeah.
too far away where it floats off, but it stays here, but it
Yes.
doesn't hit us.
Yes. And it doesn't fully rotate.
Yeah.
I get that. It is.
It's weird.
It's why people made it into a god. back
I
in the
agree.
days.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
people still worship it to this
worship
day.
the moon. Yeah.
But
if it was
Yeah.
reflecting sunlight, then it would be reflecting sunlight, and it's a completely different light.
what?
It's a completely different light that comes off the moon. It's not sunlight that's coming off the moon.
You think the moon emits light by itself?
It I don't know, but it's not sunlight that's being reflected. It can't be,
Why?
or it would be this. It would have the same properties, but it doesn't. It has opposite properties.
It has the same properties.
No, it does not. Like fire combusts more under moonlight than it does under sunlight. If you're under sunlight, if you're in the shade, it's cooler, and if you're in the sun, it's warmer. And under moonlight, if you're in the moonlight, it's cooler. And if you're in the shade, it's warmer. Everything's opposite with moonlight. And if it was sunlight reflecting, it would have the same properties, and it does not. You also see color with sunlight. It's like having this color light as opposed to a shop light, like the higher lumens. It's a totally different properties. It's a weird fucking thing. If I had to guess, I would say the moon's plasma.
You think
but
that if the moon was reflecting sunlight, that you would
It
feel
would have
the
the
same
same-
temperature,
No, it would have the same properties.
which would be temperature's a property.
Sure, but it would be then warmer in the moonlight than it is in the
yeah,
shade.
you're telling me that tonight, if the full moon and it's casting shadows, that you're warmer in the shadow.
100%. Guaranteed.
ever
Take a
heard of
thermometer.
this?
No.
Take a thermometer. Do it yourself.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Take
No.
a thermometer and do it
You've-
yourself.
you've lost
Do it
me on
yourself.
that
That's crazy.
You don't have to lose. You go fucking do it.
I mean, I believe you because you're so confident, but that's
I don't,
wild.
but- all right.
I have
do
a,
it.
I have
But you
a
could do that. You'll believe somebody
I
that
have a
tells you
gun.
something you can't do. But if I tell you something you
asking
can,
me-
you're like, fuck
Well,
that.
you're asking me to go do it right now. I don't have any.
Not.
Do it.
But I'm saying that you're not believing me on something that I'm telling you can do yourself, but
No.
you're believing something that people
It's because
can't do.
I haven't done it myself yet. Why would I believe it?
You haven't done that either, and you believe them.
I agree, but I'm,
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
why
for
why
sure, I
all
get
of a
that.
sudden do you shut me down, but you
Okay.
believe these motherfuckers? Just because they're
Because-
known smart?
no, because if we're going back to light, then you're saying that the moon has got to produce light. Or you're saying the moon is harnessing the sun's energy, reversing polarization or something, emitting that? I mean, what are you
Could that
arguing?
happen? I don't know. Is that possible? You're smarter than me. Is that possible?
I'm not smarter than you. I just
I
have
think
studied.
so.
I just have studied
But
different
I'm saying
things.
that. Well, in that sense, you are.
Okay.
Could that be
You
possible? I'm
have-
saying that it's not
You have a
sunlight.
sun that's constantly undergoing nuclear fission,
Right.
radiating God knows how much energy at the Earth, right? And
Sure.
when you're on the side of the Earth facing the sun, you're gonna feel warm.
Right.
And then as you rotate away from that, and the moon's here,
reflect that.
then
back,
you're gonna
be the same property.
you're gonna reflect in just the smallest amount of that. You're reflecting the amount that's hitting the moon,
Right,
not
but it's still,
everything that's
so it'll
hitting
be
the Earth.
less of the same property though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But it's not. It's opposite. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What
It's
do you
not the same
what do you mean
property
by
light
opposite?
comes off the moon.
Help yourself.
Define
if you want
opposite.
some.
Opposite as in
It's in the same visible spectrum. It's the same frequency.
no man.
Yes, man. That's why you can see
Temperature wise,
colors
like I
under it.
told you, fire combusts different. Everything's different. Everything's opposite on that thing. It's not the same light.
All right, we're gonna agree to disagree on that one.
You can't
I'm not
really.
gonna- I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna-
here's the thing on that, dude.
I won't disagree with you on the temperature thing. I haven't done that.
I was gonna say, here's the
what
thing:
that
you
is.
can't disagree on that one because what I'm telling you there is
I
actually
got a gun at
proven
home
fact.
that can do the temperature. I'm
No,
going
but
to try that shit.
You could disagree. you could disagree.
back to me.
Hey,
I will.
Aaron. You could disagree on not going to the moon, right? You can't disagree on what I'm telling you right there. That's
Yeah.
proven fact.
I'll prove
What?
it. I'll get it.
What I'm telling you about the different light
Temperature.
like, it's fact. It's not like that's not a conspiracy. I'm not like making that.
I'll
up.
prove it
You
when I
can
get
look
home.
that
I
up,
got
no
one of those
problem. You'll
guns.
have no
Wait,
problem
here,
looking
time
at
out. Time out. Why isn't what I just said fact? That's what I'm deriving it from. Why is it that you believe the other one's fact? What has made you decide one's a fact and the other isn't?
Like what I'm saying, like you could look it up to where you would be happy, right? Like you get the right scientists or whatever. Like it's fact is as far as like book fact, like normal, not what I believe, right? Like what everybody should believe in encyclopedias and scientists, like fact, that type of fact. Like there's no arguing that the moon puts off a different type of light than the sun. Like that's not
Yeah, it's
a
not-
conspiracy, is what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
But you
No,
weren't.
I'm
'cause
saying
you
it's
said
reflecting sunlight.
it
so-
can't be though because it's different properties.
It can,
So you're saying I
Because-
can reflect a
can
light
I-
off of something and
second.
get a different
because you're
property.
entering a medium, you're going through diffraction, you're going to change temperature, and on your way out, it's still going to be sunlight, but it is going to be a little bit it's still going to be a little bit affected on its way out. It's not going to be perfect.
It's going to be opposite.
You've entered an atmosphere,
It's going to
you've
crisscross.
lost some properties, and then you've been reflected, and then you're going to enter Earth's atmosphere after that as well. So it's not, and you're going from a full sun radiating directly at you.
So you're saying the
to a
atmosphere
tiny-
will flip it backwards. Properties.
No, I'm saying no properties have changed. What you
Properties
changed
are different.
Is the amount of light you're getting.
We need to talk more about the moon landing so that or something that you could pull up so I could pull up this info.
Yeah,
and
you
keep
guys
talking.
are total dead ends with each other
Yeah.
for sure.
Because it's proven,
I'm not-
but I don't have this shit
I'm
in
not
front
dead
of me.
end on the moon landing at all. I'm dead.
Well,
end
I just
I'm
meant-
dead end on all these details.
Yeah, the
the
details.
details are bothering.
That's fine,
Yeah.
but the details are a big part of it, right? Like if the details are wrong, then the whole thing could be wrong, right? If you could prove my details wrong, then I might change my opinion,
I'll make an effort.
right? But
I will make
Dude,
an
as a
effort.
But
matter-
here's
as
the
a-
thing.
As a matter of science, if you can prove one detail
Here's the
wrong,
thing, though,
the
Aaron.
whole thing is
That's correct,
compromised,
and I
possibly.
tried to do that.
right,
Call
but
it.
here's the thing, Aaron. The properties of the moonlight
Mm-hmm.
does not have any effect on the fact that we didn't go there.
Yeah, those
Totally
are totally
agree.
different.
We got off
separate.
topic.
Yeah,
Right.
that's totally
We
off
got off
topic.
topic.
So
Way
really,
off
regardless of that, let's go back.
topic. Way off
Let's
topic.
go back to the fact that
I'll just leave.
this
You guys can stay on top
this thing that nobody's reaccomplished since
That's the part that gets me,
2020,
by the
right,
way.
was done 6 times in a row
1960s.
without fault, except for barely a fault on
Yes.
13,
Yes.
and done live on TV.
Yeah, and I can't argue with you. on that.
13 still made it back.
Live on
And
TV.
Can you believe it? They get up there and they have some troubles and they make it fucking home. You go drive to Kansas City and have some car trouble. You're gonna have more trouble getting home than they had fucking trouble getting home. I mean, they just miraculously come up with. I mean, it's
right.
it's just so amazing.
Can I ask you a question on that? Feel free to just tell me to shut up.
No,
I'm just going to jump in with a chat because we missed a lot of
60s.
By the
shit.
way,
in the '60s
yeah,
was
here's my-
carbureted engines.
If you knew,
Right.
if you knew every detail about that car, do you think you'd be able to get back off of it? If you had access to what you needed to repair it? That's my question.
There you go.
In the 60s, though, they had a guy invented a thing
good
to get
point.
200 miles per gallon on those cars, and Shell bought it
If you drove,
and squashed the
But
fucking
Aaron, I
patent.
can walk to an AutoZone. I can call. I can do this
Oh,
and that.
wait,
They're
I'm
in
saying-
this fucking
yeah, I'm
space.
saying if
They've
you-
got nothing there but the.
if you, this is just me saying, if you
But
drove
the-
with the materials that you would need to repair,
I could fix it, of course. But how could they fix
Yeah,
it
yeah.
up there with no materials?
I'm saying, do you think
Did
they
they-
had them?
They're going to take everything they need to repair everything that goes
Absolutely
wrong?
not. But the main things that would go wrong, maybe.
See,
'Cause
watch the movie. If you watch the movie,
Which one?
Apollo 13.
I haven't. No.
Oh, Aaron.
I need somebody up to keep with his chat.
The
I
movie,
can't do
the
all
movie
this.
is a direct depiction of
Okay.
what supposedly happened.
what
and
I'm
a
taking
freak
away-
accident happened, an explosion happened, and the oxygen levels decreased, and the O2 levels or the CO2 levels increased, and they had to fucking switch the filtration to reverse and turn CO2 into
you talking about?
oxygen, and they did this shit up there on the fly with some duct tape and bags, and I'm like. Even at 12 years old, I'm like,
By the
how
way-
the fuck?
Hey, by the way, I'm on your side.
I'm not trying to
I'm
convince
just
anybody.
playing. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I
at
ain't
this
trying to
point.
convince nobody.
I'm just playing devil's advocate on this podcast, or else we'd have so many people agreeing at the
yeah,
same time.
no, it's,
No, I want you to come out of here and go, yeah, you're proud. Like, I want you to look into it. So,
Oh, I'm looking into the moon one after this one.
not just the moon.
you need to
I mean,
watch the movie.
Yeah, I want to know, but the moon
need to watch
landing
the movie.
itself, right?
Oh
Like-
no, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna be at ends on the moon thing. But
No,
the moon-
I'd like
the
to
moon
get more
landing-
into that because I think it's weird, but I don't know enough about it.
I don't
right?
either.
But I've
I'm
studied
not-
the shit out of the moon landing.
I'm not
right?
convinced either way.
It's just been a while since anybody's argued with me.
Did Mirzad pipe in anything else?
He did at some point.
They all are, man. I can't keep up with it because.
Well, not JT and the little
why don't you,
shitbags. I'm talking about like Mirzad, like world champs.
Yeah, fuck
Like,
you, JT.
I only want to talk to world
The
champs.
problem is that the light's not the same. Like I get that the properties are
Hey,
that this
we'll
shit
just-
could be light, but either way,
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
either way. So they did this shit on live TV, right, and transmitted it back to where there was just like a delay on the sound, but they're talking from the moon to here, which is 250,000,
Another
like 200
one.
something.
I am super like.
Hey,
At the
perfect
time,
footage,
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
audio in 1968.
at the time,
That-
they
by
didn't
the
have
way-
cell
What
phones.
the fuck?
by the way, yeah, moon landing's a bit trippy
Oh,
for me at this point
Yeah.
because I had completely forgot about how perfect the video and
It
audio
was beautiful.
I forgot about
Crystal
that.
clear.
You're
like,
right.
what? Give
But
me a
back then,
break.
man, if you put it on
Give me a
TV, that shit
break.
was real. So what they did was they just created a whole. When I asked
Yeah.
when I started hitting my mom
You're
up
right.
about this, she did not like me.
Dude.
Saying bullshit. I watched that because she loved it. She was a kid going through that.
That was
They
her
saw it on
childhood.
TV. That was like the shit.
The
To me, to
TV
tell her that that wasn't real, she wasn't liking
The
that.
TV
shit, right?
was the gospel back then. If Walter
Right.
Cronkite told you it happened, motherfucker, it happened.
But you're gonna tell me
That's a
so
good point.
There was
something
no questioning.
Yeah, that's a good
something that was done 60 years in advance that can't be recreated, that they lost all the
By
information on how to
Elon
do it.
Musk, of all people, the guy that can do whatever he fucking wants.
Catty though.
All the money in the world, all
He
the
can-
brains.
He can get 200 miles up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Well, yeah, because that's how far you can get.
You can get further, but
Yeah, he can, right? He can send a Tesla into space, right? You know why he did that? To
Aaron, you
show
need a
that,
fresh
like,
beer.
hey, you ain't gonna fuck
Look at
with
this
me either.
shit. This is
I'll do what
bullshit.
NASA does.
I do need more alcohol to keep,
Where is
to keep my
Aaron's
argument
beers?
batteries going.
Where's Aaron's beers?
I think I only have one left.
Oh man, I shouldn't have drank your other
I think
one.
fine. I wanted you to have one.
It was good.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, new conspiracy. I'm ready for a new,
All right.
new
Yeah, me
one.
too.
Let's go.
Well, if we
And-
want a
hey,
new one,
and-
I'll read the bottom quote, which
in
says,
conclusion,
Let's go.
In conclusion,
let's talk about the conspiracy
I am
of why Quady isn't going to Vegas with us.
Oh, Tony's alive for this one.
Tony perked up. I got this motherfucker to perk up over here.
I will say that that Mirzad also said, Tony looks like you can't unlock him until you hit level 30.
Fuck that guy.
He's like the grayed out character on the screen right now.
Tony looks like fucking Flex Wheeler over here in this.
So
hoodie.
Ethan did say we have 10 times the computer technology today in our hands that NASA did in the whole facility in the 60s.
Ethan,
and the head of
100
NASA
times,
says that we
100
don't have the
times.
technology now
Ethan,
to get
it's
to the moon.
100 times more technology.
Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said,
It's not
we don't
even-
have the technology
By the way,
now.
guys, you're not even
So, like,
arguing with
that-
me at this point.
But, I mean,
we're
that's
all in
what-
agreement here.
So you don't think we went to the moon anymore? Is what you're saying?
You're skeptical.
No, I was before coming here. Yeah, I'm still skeptical.
But you're
I
not
was,
like, I don't think you still think we could have gone.
Yes. Yep. For now.
Because it is possible.
Yes. Just like everything you said was possible the other way. I think it's possible the other way. If that makes sense.
All right. I'm gonna send you something
That's fair. If anything
and make
comes,
you read it. Can I give you like a thing that puts a lot of facts together?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you can read it.
Yes.
And then after that,
Yes.
talk to me at practice and tell
Yes.
me you don't believe that shit.
Yes. I've wanted that for a while because Tony told me about the one with Hitler in Argentina, and that sounded fascinating. And I know nothing about that one.
I know
In
a tiny bit
Argentina.
about that one.
Are you prepared or no?
Oh, absolutely not prepared.
Absolutely not
Absolutely
prepared.
not.
Absolutely not prepared. Okay, so a new one. Let's go.
All right.
You got one?
So I guess.
Hey, here's a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was the Bay of Pigs considered a conspiracy with Fidel Castro?
With what?
Fidel Castro, the attempted assassination on him in the Bay of Pigs?
Maybe?
I don't know nothing about
at
it.
Cuba?
I don't know much about that.
All right, we'll pull back from that one.
Okay.
All right.
What about Sandy Hook?
Don't know much.
Ooh, getting into dangerous territory online on that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people emotional about that.
I don't know much about that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the gray. I never tuned into Sandy Hook.
You don't even know about the facts of it.
I just
I've heard
Didn't,
Alex Jones talk about
that's
it.
all I've heard. Alex Jones
But-
said that it was fake.
But I mean,
So this was one of those things that happened while I was at work, right? And I was working at a mortgage company at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like 2012. So I was
Was Sandy Hook 2012?
no, maybe not.
Wasn't it more
give or
recent?
It was
take.
around there.
Give or take.
Oh
a few.
man, I'm off on my days. Okay.
When did
Okay,
you think
so-
it was?
For some reason, I thought it was like 2016.
Oh no. Oh, it's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
10
not
years.
that-
It's been 10 years.
Has
Yeah, it's been
Oh yeah.
Well, Alex Jones getting canceled wasn't that like 5 years ago? That wasn't that far back.
probably been multiple times.
He was talking about it immediately, though.
We had the
Aaron.
technology.
He was talking about it immediately after it
I'll
happened.
continue, by the way. Sorry, I'm just curious.
So I'm already deep into this shit anyway, right? Because I'm already fuck it. So here's my thing. If anything
This whole
goes,
thing is wrapped in tinfoil, by
Yeah,
the way.
if in-
It's 2012. You killed it.
I did.
Yeah, right on the money. 2012.
So if anything is mainstream like that,
Uh-huh.
right? Like it hits every aspect to where everybody's talking about it, like the fucking Will Smith, Chris Rock thing.
Yeah.
Where it's just fucking. You don't even know
Everybody.
what's going on, but now you have to because everybody's talking about
Yes,
it.
yes.
If that story comes out, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
COVID.
100%.
I wasn't going to say it, but I was also going to
Never
say it.
wrong.
COVID.
Except imagine
It's always bullshit.
imagine that.
On the same hour, the
Yeah,
whole
by the way,
world shuts off.
Imagine that,
Fuck off.
but it lasts for over a year.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I hear
So
you.
that's the power of COVID.
Right? And that's because
Excuse me.
the few people that control the media can put that out.
Oh,
so
for sure.
that means that that's a story that they want out. And when they want it out, it fucking gets out. And when it goes
Television.
everywhere. If you go
Television.
back like 60 years into the 60s, you barely had the television, right? Maybe some radio. You had to get that shit out by paper.
Radio.
It was hard, but even the newspapers, they were starting to try to.
Radio, yeah.
It's all bullshit. It's always been bullshit, right? It was a way to be able to control people and give them a thing. Now Google's got control of that shit,
Oh, yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
know what everybody searches for when they think shit, and when they think that what they search for.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now they can just create the stories and.
Even
the
as
emotion out of
advanced as we think it is, I think it's
Shit.
even more advanced.
Well, it has to because we haven't gone anywhere, It's the same shit when we were kids that it is now.
Yeah, with a guy who's spent his life in technology education, it's further than you think it is.
I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I think the whole Chris Rock shit, Will Smith thing, is all just an attack on fucking speech with comedy, because comedy is the last place where people can fucking talk
Say
shit.
what they want.
Yeah, you'd be like, it was a joke. I could
That
fucking
whole
talk
thing
shit.
was
They're like,
fucked.
no, you fucking can't.
What do you?
You really think so?
Fuck yeah.
Do you think that was the motive?
100?
across the
That's
whole-
100% the top motive. It's got to be. What else would it be? If it was real, first of all,
The
Will
only-
Smith would be in
Several
jail.
things.
Yeah, the only motive.
Several things.
That's the part that bothers me is that Will Smith's not in jail.
Dude, he would be in jail if it was real.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the key contributor, if it's real, I think the key contributor to that is just Jada Pinkett Smith sleeping with other men and then staying attached to Will. Because the part that kills me, Chris tells the joke, Will's laughing. Will looks over at Jada. Jada's pissed. Will decides he's going to be pissed now. Walks
Yeah.
up on stage, smacks him, and we have the whole controversy.
You realize
It's-
these
it's
are
like-
like,
it's
he
like-
just won an Oscar, right?
They hadn't won it yet.
Yeah, he had one
But I
yet.
mean, he just won a fucking Oscar. Like,
I know.
he's a fucking actor, dude, and a goddamn
Oh, yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
one, because he just won an Oscar, and people are like, no, that had to be real. Like, yeah, I watched Pursuit to Happiness too, man, and he really looked like he was crying.
I know.
But you know what?
People crack me up.
He wasn't fucking crying. He really wasn't in that movie. He
Man,
was
you
acting.
could tell from the quiver in his lips he was
Yeah.
serious. Like,
My buddy said that too.
what the fuck?
When he yelled,
an
you could
actor.
tell he was shaking like
He's a fucking actor,
Oh,
bro.
a good one.
And a good one.
That,
yeah, good
That's
point.
just
He's
fucked
winning
up.
awards.
yeah.
It's like
to
a
me,
double.
I'm like, you guys are fucking retarded
It's
to
like
even
a
think
fu-
that shit.
Yeah, good point.
It's
Right?
like the
That's
guy-
what they do.
I
That's
almost think
what
that
they
they're
do.
laughing at us like, yeah, the guy that is joking with y'all won the
Right?
Academy Award.
Dude, I've watched a lot of slap championships in my day.
Did you also see how
Right?
Chris was ready for it?
Dude, he give it to me.
Dude,
Yeah.
Give it to me. Took it.
Fake as
You know.
shit. Yes, me.
If anything,
That's my opinion.
Chris Rock should get the award because the awkwardness afterwards
He
was what sold it the
really
best. I
sold-
think.
Same.
You know.
Chris Rock was
I
gold.
mean, Will did good with the fucking keep my wife's name out your fucking like, dude, that was good. But Chris Rock's whole like, okay,
He just smacked the shit out of me.
yeah, like that awkwardness of I don't know what to say in the silence. That was solid. But
Or they didn't tell Chris Rock it was going to happen, and it really did.
Chris knew.
You
No,
think?
if anything, Jada didn't know or know, right? Like
Yeah.
she'd be the one. But damn right they knew. Yeah, fuck yeah, because he's got to
Yeah.
roll with it. Fuck yeah. Chris Rock though, where's he been? He ain't doing shit.
Neither has
he
the
just
whole
revived his career.
Hollywood bullshit.
Well, he just sold out to revive his career, right? He jumps in. Will's been sold out forever, so we know that, right? People are going to act like it's this, that. No, the whole thing is so that they can try to say, you can't make jokes about people.
You think really?
Fuck yeah. That's the only thing left.
Well, Bill, there's the
Dude,
very
that's the only thing left that they got. Chappelle talks about it all the time, right? He's like, this is the
Yeah,
only
I
fucking
agree.
industry that we can fucking say what
Say
we
what we
mean and we get away with it because comedy. And they're like, yeah, we're going to fucking take that from you too.
There's the very
Watch, dude.
quick and clear motive to invigorate Hollywood and the fucking
Yeah.
award show.
Yeah, people want to say it's for the rating. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's bigger than that. They don't give a fuck about that.
They don't
It's
give-
fucking to take our shit. They're already trying to like, look at them, dude, with
Censor
the
the fuck
fucking
out of
everything.
everything.
They're trying to get rid of women. Look at this fucking transgender bullshit that's going on with the fucking sports, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't love. It's crazy the death of feminism with the rise of transgenderism. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
The fight for women rights and
Dude, the
women
whole-
independence and women's strength gets eviscerated as the term women becomes a hateful term. Now it's birthing people that can have children. You can't even say women. And in women's sports, you can now put men into it. It's like,
We're fucking killing it though, aren't we?
Fuck, man. We're undefeated.
hey.
Although I don't think I could beat Gabby.
I was literally about to say.
I don't
I was
think
about
I
to say
could
if
be-
I was at king of the table right now, I'm getting smoked by both competitors.
I don't think I could beat her. I really don't.
That's so funny.
She's so fucking strong. You see them fucking
I'd fucking
rope
agree with it,
pull-ups?
dude, because you ain't been to practice in
You see
4
them
years.
rope you see those rope pull-ups
Yeah,
that she
dude.
does?
Yeah, dude.
Fuck. I can't do those.
Todd Hutching posted a video of him doing them, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Gabby's doing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
I was
do
like, if
those.
Todd and Gabby are doing them, clearly there's something that should be done.
Clearly,
Two of the most winning arm wrestlers ever.
clearly, yeah, yeah. I get
All right. Well, so anyway, yeah, I guess we got off of Sandy Hook again. That whole thing, I was deep into it. I'm at work. The shit pops up on TV that morning, right? And they got like this is mortgage company, so it's big, but there's like a break room. They got TV on the wall, and the shit's on the news everywhere. And I'm looking at it, and it's everywhere, and everybody's talking about it in the office. Like, you know, and I didn't know what was going on, but everybody's talking about it, and I was right on that shit about if it goes everywhere, it's bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, bullshit. And I'm watching it, and they got the news on, and they're like saying that there was, you know, there's this active shooter, and there's all this shit going on, and these motherfuckers are just walking around. Like it's the news. There's one ambulance, like a block up. Like it's not even close. There's fucking walking around. This motherfucker, one guy's handing out donuts. You're gonna tell me there's an active shooter in a fucking high school down here at Melville, down the street? There's gonna be a guy outside handing out donuts? Or is there gonna be fucking people rushed? Like, dude, it's gonna be chaotic as fuck, right? There was nobody running anywhere.
Was Sandy Hook for a high school?
It was a fucking
That was an elementary school.
something.
Junior high.
I think it was a high.
Junior
Oh, okay.
high or high.
Okay, I thought the reason it blew
Yeah, they were 15.
Oh,
something.
okay. I thought the reason it blew up so much is because it was like an elementary.
Right away, I'm just looking
No,
at
they
that
were
like, get the fuck
14,
out of here.
15.
If there was an active
Yeah,
shooter, there'd
gotcha.
be some crazy shit going on.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah.
Turns out, two
Yeah, that's
miles up, guess what? There was a fucking, there was like a training seminar, like a scheduled thing for an active shooter 2 miles up at a different place, at a high school. Just like that. That's always seems to be a going thing, right? There's always like,
Always a training exercise.
it's got to be, right? Because what that does is it gets those people in prepared to do the things that they need them to do, because everybody doesn't know what's really going on. In 9/11, when they did that shit, the one guy was like, oh, we got a hijacked plane coming out. And the guy goes, is this real life or is this the exercise? Right? Because it gets them in like they're already doing it. So, yeah, we can do it. And then they don't know, so they're confused. So they just go ahead and do it because they're supposed to be doing it. But they don't know it's real. So then they can be briefed later and be like, oh, yeah, you can't tell them this shit. Right? And people think, oh, how, like, I have a buddy who used to always argue with me. You know, now he's kind of on the other side of the fence. But he used to always argue about, like, well, why would they do this? Or, you know, what's the reasoning?
Oh, geez.
If they don't have the reason, like, but that doesn't make sense. Or
Just because
know.
you don't see a reason doesn't
Right.
mean there isn't one.
Right.
There's people with way more brains and way more money than us coming up with shit every day to fucking scheme. I mean, it's constant.
Well, he's like, how could they not know about it too? Like, well, with the moon landing thing, which he won't get on board with, right? He's like, well, the Russians would never let that go. Like, if they went, then the Russians would have ratted on us, type thing, and they wouldn't have gone.
Like, they can't get off the ground either.
You could only radar. He's like, well, they could track it. Like, yeah, to so far. After that, we could say we track it, but what if you're not tracking it? Like,
They
you
never
could say
call
we're going
bullshit
wherever we go.
anyway.
You
So
can't.
Did the Russians ever deny us going?
No.
Nobody denied it, but you got to remember.
Never did.
When it comes to the high level shit, the countries don't fucking matter, right? So, but when it comes down to logic for me, at least on the moon landings, is like nobody's ever really fucking done it again. You can't. And if you really look at the ships that they did it on and how they did it, like they barely fit in there the first time, and then they added a rover at one point. Took a whole fucking rover that the guys that built it were like, "There's no way this is gonna work."
Dude,
And they're like, "It's cool, just send it through."
a huge,
Right?
huge steel golf cart. Just strap it to the hood. It's like,
Dude, it was about like the
What?
size of like both of those chairs. Like it was this big, but
Big-
they
it's
never
a golf
increased
cart.
the size of the ship and then sent it up.
it's like,
And this ship had walls where
Yeah.
you could literally poke through it
yeah,
with your finger.
tinfoil. That's what they said.
There was tape on it from when they busted it. You could see it in the pictures where there's tape. If you poked it, you would poke through it.
They said that in the movie Apollo 13. It's as
But-
thin as
Jesus,
aluminum
wow,
foil
you scared the shit out of
in
me.
some
Yeah.
places.
But that went to the moon and back, dude.
Is that the inner wall or the outer wall?
The outer wall, like between one poke, you're dead.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it.
No, I haven't seen that.
They even say that.
No, I
in the
mean that's
movie.
how the ship was made. You could go look at the ship. Like if you look at like,
It's as
That's
thin
it, dude.
as aluminum foil. They said.
but
in
that's
some
what they went
places.
to.
I
That- that's
haven't
what they
seen
went
that.
with.
That's crazy.
If you saw that, would you change your mind then?
Watch Apollo
Probably.
13. They say it.
There's a video called what was it with the one? You know what I'm talking about? Where they show the picture of the video of the moon through the window of the spaceship. And they say we're
No, he
so
hadn't seen
far
the
away.
movie. No, he doesn't know.
No, it was that. It was. This was just a clip that they showed from
Oh.
the Apollos, where they're
Oh.
like showing it. They're supposedly through the window of the ship, and they're showing the Earth.
I
And
can't.
it's
I'm sorry, I can't say I have.
okay.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah.
Jamie, pull that up. Can you? Can you get that up? Can you
Let's
pull
see
that?
what's going on. Let's see if I can find it.
Hold on, Mirzad. We're still banging in there.
Jamie pulled that up.
First,
Jamie, pull that up.
if I'm pulling up anything, I want to see the takeoff from the moon. I want you to see what this is real, and then I want you to fucking.
To be fair, it already looks fake.
It does, doesn't it? That top one that was in
Well,
motion.
first of all, they're taking a picture from somewhere to show how they're leaving from the moon.
Yeah, Aaron, keep this in mind. They've got a fucking camera over here filming themselves taking off from the moon for the first time.
Not for the first. This is the last time.
Oh,
Do you
excuse
think-
me. Even the last
Were
time.
people smart enough to call bullshit on that back in the day?
No.
No.
Well, not if it's on TV.
No.
Right?
You did not question the television in
All right, let's see if
1968.
we can't put this
or whatever.
on here.
You did not question it.
Do we get
I've
it?
talked to
Oh,
too
it's
many
not working.
older
Hold
people.
Hold on, I'm not. Something's not working.
No, you got it.
No, but it
it's for the
wasn't
stream
coming
to
up
see it?
on the stream.
Oh.
Well, let me back up. Let's see why.
All right,
Let's
Mirzad,
screw
your
something up.
parents weren't even alive when this was done.
All right, can I pull it over
Time
here?
clock.
I think I might have to pull it on. Oh, that's what happened. One of these monitors screwed up. All right, we're just gonna play it.
Surely it's gone by now.
Doesn't matter if the people can't see it.
No.
Okay. You good though?
No, I'm not.
All right, this is hey, Aaron. This is Apollo 17. We landed on the moon for the 6th time. We're leaving the moon. This is how we're going to get back to the moon from the moon lander, because we got to attach the moon lander back to the ship so we can take off back to Earth in the 70s, right? So here we go. You
Yeah,
ready?
early 70s. 74 this probably is.
Ready, dude? We're on the moon. We're ready to take off.
I have seen this. This is good.
Oh, dude, are you excited? Oh, fuck, I'm excited.
You better
God,
hold
I wish
on.
the people could see this. Oh, my God, I'm so excited. Oh, fuck.
It's taking a hot minute.
Dude, look at the realistic background. It's so real. That's totally the moon. That's dude,
I
that's
gotta,
the moon.
I gotta be honest. You're getting me pretty good with the background.
Dude, it's
It just looks like silicone.
right. Let's cut out the back. Let's make it look cool.
Oh,
Let's
God.
color in the ship. Let's black and white everything else out.
You get me,
Right.
You get me pretty good with that one, dude.
It's fucking beautiful. We're counting down. We're gonna have to speed it ahead. We got a minute and a half.
Yeah, what the
Yeah, I was like,
fuck?
what are we waiting for?
44
What kind of idiot
because it's
start-
so awesome. You have to
Oh, yeah. You gotta
acknowledge
soak it
how
in. Watch the
Oh, hold
countdown,
on.
you lazy ass.
30, 18.
Watch the
I gotta
seconds
feel like
tick
I was
by.
back in the day.
You gotta watch. Yeah, this is 1974.
Bucket 4, 3. You ready? Are you ready, dude?
I'm ready.
Boing!
Oh shit. That's it, dude. We're going back to Earth. That's it. We're definitely making it back to Earth, dude. No problem.
Wait, was that?
250,000 miles.
All that thing has to do is go connect with that ship, and then the ship's heading right back to Earth, and then we land. Dude, piece of cake. We did it 5 times before that. Why would this one
Can
not
you go
work?
back to where it just
Exactly,
took off?
right, motherfucker?
How did the camera in 1974 track the flight of the
It's
fucking...
attached to the flag.
Dude, hey, that one sentence said, "Aaron, go fuck yourself." Dude, where's the propulsion on this thing?
Aaron,
You don't need it,
That's
dude,
what we
because
mean.
it's fucking awesome. Because it's just there's
The
no air.
camera tracks
Doesn't
it in
matter.
1974.
Dude,
And now no problem. We'll just hook back up.
Camera tracks
Right?
it.
Is it possible that we went to the moon,
No.
but that we
Faked
No,
all the footage.
but that we faked the footage?
No.
That's a very popular theory.
Because that would
we
make
did-
sense.
Well, I'm not saying it makes sense, but it is a popular theory.
But then you don't.
That
If
we
you, but
went.
if you fake the footage, then you don't have to account for the.
Then you
weight.
don't have
No.
to admit that you don't believe in the moon landing.
There's lots of footage that they admit that they put on ABC that was fake. Well, we had to put something out. Everybody wanted it, and we didn't have it, so we gave them something,
Okay,
and they
so
faked
that's
it.
what I mean.
And
If-
they've admitted to it.
So if you believe that it really happened, but they're faking the info, then we just got to get out of that conversation because it's like.
I'm not saying it's right.
But you
I'm
see,
just
no, I
saying.
get it. But
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like at that point,
I
like
know.
if
I
they
know.
really could do it, but they're gonna fake it, get the fuck out of here.
Then you should have said it from the beginning.
Right, you
Look,
just can't do it.
We can go, but we can't film. We can't
They could. They had to
broadcast.
beat it.
There's no audio. Blah blah blah.
Here's the thing. You know what happened after that?
No, everything went perfect.
You know what happened after that?
Come on.
The Antarctic Treaty. Think about that.
Do what? Oh, I don't know what
Yeah,
you.
I'm just
you
saying.
lost me on that
Yeah,
one.
you're going too fast.
The
Slow down.
Antarctic Treaty happened after all that moon shit. You got to think about all that shit. Like it all goes together.
Antarctic Treaty.
is that?
What? Yeah.
You don't know nothing about the Antarctic Treaty?
No,
No.
Nothing?
no.
I mean, no.
You don't know why nobody goes to Antarctica, right?
No.
I can pull that up.
I mean, I know now. I know what you're talking
'Cause it's
about.
cold, right?
Because it's cold. Because I've heard different theories about this.
That's
It's like a neutral zone or some shit.
well, it's like yeah, you can't fuck with it.
Yeah. Right.
But there's like 60 countries in it or
Countries that
some
are
shit,
apart. Right. Yeah.
That's too much shit. There's too much shit going on in there.
Yeah. that's right. Add that on the docket for research. when I get home.
Basically,
That's a whole other podcast.
basically,
Basically.
yeah. There's like 60 countries in it, right? They're saying that you can't fuck with it for natural
Hey,
shit.
what are the top comments on that video?
On us or this?
On this.
This
takeoff?
fucking bullshit that you're like, okay, maybe we didn't go, right?
Yeah.
Because you never think about the fact that you're leaving that place too, right? Like you have to take off. You know the takeoff
To
that
actually
we go
get
from
back.
Earth,
Yeah, yeah.
the process that goes into that,
Yep.
and they're like, "But we're just gonna land here and then shoot that fucker back off." Why didn't you just shoot that fucker right off the Earth then?
Yeah, yeah.
If you could do that, because you fucking can't, right? And this is way before Elon Musk is fucking landing
yeah, yeah.
rockets
No,
on their
I'm
fucking
tracking,
ass.
I'm tracking you.
Yeah.
Can I get
Aaron,
the comments,
The,
though?
the whole
Comments.
thing is this.
I just
is,
want to see someone say that's the fakest shit.
This
I've
is
ever
the night.
seen. Legend says the cameraman is still waiting for a rescue mission.
It's fucking 1974.
I love
The
reading it.
Cadillac. The Cadillacs are junk. The Nissan Altimas are junk.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A
What is- what-
computer.
hey,
a computer takes up this
I think
whole
you do know.
room.
Hey, it's been true that. It's been
bring you
90%
back
of
to
us arguing. What are your thoughts on the moon landing?
I'm very, very skeptical. I'm way more that
Just
we
think
didn't
logically,
go
man.
that we did.
Think logically.
I am.
I'm
at
I
the-
agree.
I'm at the 50-50
It's
spot.
it's a big fat.
Here's
it's a
what
big
I'm gonna
fat
say.
no if you really
promise
really
you.
think about it.
I found this guy wrote this article that I read about the moon when I was already deep into it anyway, right? And it had a lot that I knew and a lot that I didn't as well. But the way that he put it together was fucking amazing.
Some
And
heroes
it's
wear
called
hoodies.
Wagging the Moon Doggy, right? That's what I'm gonna send you. I promise you. You read that shit, come back to practice, you'll be like, all right, dude.
All right, dude.
Because there's
I'm
enough
so down.
logic in there with documentation,
Hey, I have
right? That you want.
absolutely no problem having my mind changed.
Right. Which
Trust
which
me.
I hate because you're like, do you have documentation? It's like I don't, but I've seen it because I've right.
Yeah,
but I don't keep
just,
that shit.
I just need some.
no,
something.
but that's what I'm saying. If you read this, you'll come back. If you're 50-50 now and you came into it like I thought I was going, it's over the edge because it's got all the real information of like, Jesus, dude, it's just Just think logic. Like we haven't gone. There's nothing that nobody's that far ahead of anybody except for maybe like males and females in swimming, right? But other than that, like country to country,
Motherfucker
right?
touches the ledge and he looked back. He's like, "Fuck, y'all coming or what's the deal?" I tried to go easy, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
shit.
I was doing the backstroke and y'all was full.
That's hilarious.
Shit's ridiculous.
I didn't even use my feet that last lap.
So, yeah.
You're out of pocket.
If you had to go past that, then I go into. But Antarctica's more of like my theory of like I think all the answers are there. If we figure out what's going on in Antarctica, if you knew really, then we would figure out more what was really going on. Because this was you ever heard of Admiral Byrd?
No.
Okay, he was a guy that went on these Antarctic expeditions back in the 40s. Okay, right after World War II. Okay. He started going these expeditions where they were going to go check out Antarctica and see what the fuck was going on. So they did a couple spots. They went down, came back. One of them ended up being kind of military, right? They lost some planes. There was some weird shit going on. He came back, said there was like land the size of the Americas that, beyond the equator is what he said, or beyond the poles. That had like plutonium and uranium and all these fucking like shit that we could use or something, you know? Like it was there. It was like there. And then they went back, there was some missions going on, and then all of a sudden there was issues. There was this Antarctic treaty that happened where it was like nobody can mess with there. We're going to keep it locked down. And now the Coast Guard kind of surrounds 60 degrees south. And if you go anywhere south of that, it's all under, like, they know where the fuck you're going and why. And it's usually just normal little expeditions to go see penguins and shit or, you know, whatever. But you can't really go travel. Well, if you think 60 degrees south, right? 60 degrees north is, like, below Alaska. Right?
You say degrees, are we talking about latitudes?
Latitude.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right? If you go north,
Yeah.
it's right below Alaska, like a little bit into Canada. 60 degrees
Antarctica?
north. No, 60 degrees north. I'm trying to go opposite so you can kind of see
Oh,
the
I'm sorry, from the yeah. Got you. Yeah.
60
Yep,
degrees north.
tracking.
It's about
Yep.
right underneath.
Yep, I'm tracking you now.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
So think, the entire state of Alaska below 60 degrees, we don't have access to. Think about it, right? Because nobody can go past 60 degrees south. It's very fucking strange, right? Because there's a lot of fucking land in Alaska, isn't there?
I gotta see what you're talking about.
Like a world map.
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Can you pass that thing while you're
Yeah.
typing?
I haven't even packed it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see a normal world map.
One other.
I think I'm good.
You sure?
I'm gonna pass.
You sure, man?
You sure?
Sure.
Yeah, one shot deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very fair.
Never again.
Oh, man. No,
No, not a chance.
didn't like it.
Oh my god.
Make a drink
awful.
it. All right.
It did
That
too
was-
much.
That
All right.
was
So
You're right.
you see 60 is like right here.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, you saying we can't do anything below that?
Hey,
Right.
look.
That was horrible.
So see, look at 60
Really?
line
that
here.
was horrible.
Really?
So, do you mean
Never
above
again.
that for Alaska? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
No.
Sorry you had a bad
This is the 60
experience.
line, right?
Yeah,
That's
you're
too
saying I
much.
can't go anywhere below the
that
60
was
degree line in
pretty
Alaska?
fucked.
No.
That's too much.
I'm saying the entire state of
It's
Alaska.
been too
right?
long
That-
since
that-
I've
this. All this.
been with somebody
We have
that's
access to it,
never-
right? You can go do it. You can go here.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
have just done
Yeah.
2 instead
You
of
can't
4.
go
Should've just done
anywhere
alcohol.
down here.
Oh, really?
Hey, man. It's not for everybody.
Six-
it's all good.
I'm just
Don't
I'm just
feel
going
bad.
backwards, right? I'm showing you the other
Strength
side. So I'm
and-
comparing it, like saying that
It's all good.
because you're from Alaska,
You're back,
right?
though, right? Like, it's over.
So the entire
Yeah.
state of Alaska
was
could
gonna
be
say.
below here.
I'm
We don't
still-
fucking know because
The
nobody
worst
can
is
go
over.
down
Damn.
here.
Hey, man.
I'm tripping.
As
that
long
make
as
sense?
You
Don't
made
make
it
sense?
through,
I'm kinda
and
lost, I'm
you
sorry.
know that it's not for you.
You
It's
get
all-
that
it's
this
all
is
good.
the 60 north, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And this is the 60 south.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the 60 north
And
is
between
like,
and between those two is Antarctica.
yeah, but I'm saying, look how much is it like livable. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in North Russia, right, and
It's like tingly.
Norway and Sweden,
I couldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Canada, all of
Dizzy.
Alaska,
Ah, I'm now
And
picking
dizzy.
up what you're putting
Yeah.
down.
right?
Yeah.
Smell what
Wow.
I'm stepping in, Aaron?
I now
My
see
first
what you're
time
stepping
was
in,
at
dude.
Mexico.
Now down here,
Shit.
we can't go
Hey,
nowhere
shit.
down
Hey.
there. But they got it on
Feels
lock,
good
right?
stuff.
For
Yeah,
60
yeah.
years, these people have been in this treaty, and nobody has ever fucked with
Yeah.
it.
That took me a second. Sorry.
But nobody has ever fucked with that treaty. Like some of those countries are at war, but they don't fuck with that treaty. If there was actually stuff down there they could get to that could make them money or do anything, why would they not be like, fuck your treaty?
Yeah, that's
It's weird, right? Like, it's just, the whole thing's weird. It's like the moon to me. Antarctica is like, it's unexplainable. The moon, there's some unexplainable shit to it. So I don't know exactly what it is. I don't think it's just a rock. I don't think you're looking at craters, right? Like, it doesn't make sense that a crater would be dark on a full moon. If it was a full moon, it was just a crater, it would be the same goddamn color as the rest of the fucking moon. Because it would be barely any difference. It would be like shining light into the Grand Canyon from the fucking moon.
There'd be no shadows.
Nothing, right? Because it's nothing. There's no difference at that.
Yeah.
But there's, you picture that being craters, but it's not. Then you get close and it's little craters. And the pictures of the other side of the moon look nothing like that side of the moon.
Do we have pictures of the dark side of the moon?
Not real ones.
Pink Floyd does, I think.
Not real ones. They got, they
for
do.
An album cover.
They have images that they show, right? That they're saying this is it. But like,
Can we break or can I go to the bathroom real quick?
fuck yeah, we can. We are going to a break and we're going to read this chat and we're going to come back and we're going to talk to you people.
Yeah,
you know
JT is a pussy. Oh, hey, what's up?
Oh, hey, what's
Hey,
up?
hey. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep, we're back. Just messing with you guys. Tony's back.
What's up, JT? What's up, Mirzad? And Ethan.
All right, we
And
didn't
all
read none of
others.
this shit, but I believe this. So what do we got? We got Jeremy in the house. Who's JKX 500?
JK.
Kevin Fears, my man. Holy shit. Where you been, my man? We need to hang out. What did he say? Tonga volcano eruption. You can tell all the other volcanoes around the globe are connected. A few more get blocked off. We're gonna have a huge one again, and then bring on another ice age.
Hey, if no one knows about it in chat, look up the Yellowstone supervolcano. That'll freak you the fuck out real quick.
What's up with that?
I think
Yeah, we gotta go way back.
or erupts once every 500,000 years. I think we're overdue for it to erupt.
What's up, Ethan?
And when it does erupt, the ash is going to cover the entire United States and it'll drift into Europe.
Fuck
Look.
yeah.
We're just on a timer for some shit.
Mr. Good Nature over here.
There's some crazy shit going on with the volcanoes, I guess.
Oh,
There
yeah.
used to be when I got into all this shit and would look around, I would say we're probably going back not that far, but like maybe like 12 to 15, right? 2012, 2015. There was a guy that had a YouTube channel that was following earthquakes and shit, like where they were happening and all this shit, and like damn near predicting earthquakes, like because of how the plates were shifting and
Yeah.
all this shit. Fuck, he might still be doing it, but there's a lot to that earthquake shit too, with things moving around, and I don't know. What do you know about HARP? Anything? How about that one?
Wow, it sounds super familiar. What is that?
HAARP up in Alaska.
Yeah. What about it?
You know anything?
Oh, the over the horizon antenna?
Yeah, it's like the antennas, the
Yeah,
array.
yeah. Very, yeah.
You are very aware?
Yes.
Like how aware? What do you know about that motherfucker? Because that's doing some shit, right? That's weather control, I would assume. That's my guess.
Comment.
Get the fuck out of
This
here.
motherfucker.
Dude, Dud has the info.
I work for Boeing.
Get the fuck up. We're going to have to bleep that out or something.
I would.
Do you really got info on
bleeped
that?
out. No, not really.
I cannot
You gonna
comment
tell me later
nor
that you do?
deny about that.
Sorry.
You going to tell me later you do? Like, for real?
No.
Or do you not know nothing about it? No. Should I change the subject?
No.
Or?
He literally plugged it into the wall.
Do you know anything about it?
No,
I got fried.
nothing.
Tony?
No.
Nothing about a HARP at all?
No, I know that it's
I don't know
an
that.
over the horizon antenna to look at
It's called...
Sorry, I don't.
Russia, but I also know that I think a lot of people have been having radiation poisoning that have worked around it.
It wouldn't surprise me because you got... So what it is, it's like an array of antennas, right? On this whole, like, plane where they put all these antennas together to work together to shoot different frequencies and shit, right? And they're basically like bouncing the shit off the ionosphere, and it's like militarily,
Like 5G?
No.
No, it's like, okay.
No.
So Alaska's here. If you believe Earth's a globe, so we got to get past that. Either you do your
We haven't gotten into that
I'm
yet.
just going to fucking assume everyone here does.
Yeah.
If you want to see Russia with an antenna and you're on a curved surface,
Shoot up to a
Russia's here and
satellite.
Alaska's here. You can't just directly beam it.
Right.
So it shoots a low band wave up here. It'll bounce off the ionosphere, come down here, reflect back up, and return the information.
Sure.
Technically.
That's all it is.
Technically.
Theoretically, based on the technology,
FM radio
if somebody
does that,
was to
doesn't it?
shoot a missile over, they
No?
could
Not
fucking blast that fucker out
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They could also, like, theoretically create earthquakes and
Oh, really?
hurricanes, and because they could heat up different places. Like, they could pretty much aim and create any frequency and shoot it everywhere. Theoretically. Right?
It depends on the antennas, yeah. But
Right, but
Yes.
and it's not the only one. Like, there's one in Alaska called HARP, right? There's one in, like, Norway called Ice Cat,
yeah, I think there's one in Russia as well.
right? Yeah, there's like 6 of them.
There's
that
definitely
are
one in
main
China
ones.
too.
So there's some weird shit that happened. There was have you ever heard of the Norway spiral?
Mm-mm.
Shit happened in 2009. And there was this weird like spiral shit, like in lights that happened in the fucking sky that was seen from all over the place, and it kind of shot from that ice cat, which was the Norway HARP.
So interesting.
I'm gonna pull that up actually.
Yeah, please do. I know that there was weird light shows over Chernobyl when the reactor exploded because the atmosphere was ionizing from all the radiation. I wonder if that's what happened with that.
There's
The best one. Let's see if we can find.
there's
it.
still so much radiation over there
There will be forever.
forever.
Yeah.
That's what I watched this really.
If you want a spot that has even more radiation, but the people are way more advanced than the people in Chernobyl, so they covered it perfectly. The reactor that exploded in Japan from the tsunami, they just covered it with a lead dome, and they've preserved it. But
that's what they're wanting to do to Chernobyl.
They should have done it a long time ago.
That's what
But
they're
the
wanting to do
the
now.
one in Japan will be radiating for like the next 5 million
Ever.
years.
Wow.
Yeah. It's because the half-life of these atoms lasts forever, man. That's why we use them for energy. They last
Right.
forever.
That was forever.
But yeah, when it fucks up, it fucks up
Fucks
forever.
Right?
figured
It's
it
good
out.
forever. It's bad forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should actually be up
Pick
here.
one.
I think I just screwed up.
Exactly.
There's this awesome documentary on Amazon Prime called "The Life of the Balabushkas."
Bababushka? The grandmas?
Yeah, these old
Yeah.
ladies that live in Ukraine,
Yep.
right on
Yep.
the Chernobyl border, and
Yep.
they actually walk through.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
It's such a good documentary.
Have you seen the HBO show, Chernobyl?
Oh,
That's got to be
no.
one of the best
No, I haven't.
do you
recreations
see that
of what
there?
it would have
You
been
haven't seen
like.
it?
No, I don't
You
think
need-
I
hey,
have.
let's go see
Yeah.
it. See it.
Okay, yeah.
Serious. See it.
I don't have HBO though. What was it on? HBO?
I don't know. Do I believe in... After tonight's discussions, do we believe videos?
Well, this man you could see from like 4 different angles, and this is like just a camera. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can, right, when you see enough of them.
That's fair. Yeah, I have no idea. I've never seen this.
No, but what I'm saying is that one does it. That seems kind of messed up, right? But not that crazy. All right, I got to figure this out because I can't show it anyway. So.
What?
Well, for some reason it's not showing up.
Oh.
on this thing.
Yeah. What were you saying?
It's on HBO only.
I think so, unfortunately.
I don't know if I have HBO.
It's...
Good.
And it really gives you an insight into... Like, they don't hold back when they show you what radiation does to the body.
The thing I'm talking about is similar. They showed some negative effects of
Yeah.
yeah.
No, yeah, if you can watch Chernobyl,
I will.
do it.
Yeah.
It's, like,
Yeah. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
sure.
sensational.
Yeah, I like stuff
And
like
I don't
that.
say that.
Do you see the
very
shit?
often. Yeah, but that looked nothing like the other one.
What the fuck?
Yeah, can you put that on the top one?
Yeah,
so
how
Tony- so Tony
how
can see it?
trusted is that?
I don't know. My only issue is that looks nothing like the other one we just saw.
YouTube, Norway, clouds, spiral. That's crazy.
All right. How about this one? Is this different? Or is that's the same one? No, there's tons of them. So it's not. I mean, it's not just that one. They got them from different angles and shit.
Yeah, I'd have to look into that.
Uh-huh.
I have
Never heard of
absolutely No idea what this is. supposed to be.
Neither.
Ah, is that the same? That's the same one.
Didn't the Pentagon or president one of them just release like UFO documents or some shit?
Yeah, I'm not big on that shit either. I think a lot of that UFO shit is just governmental. Man, this can't be the same.
Yeah, that's
Back in
sounds-
2009, I saw like real ones, like the last one that I showed you.
Yeah,
Wow.
just kind of like an edited video.
No, I get that where it looks like bullshit.
looks
Right.
fakeish.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying you didn't see it when that looked real. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Nah, that's totally different.
Yeah, why does everything always have to be so grainy?
I mean, that was a shooting star or whatever.
That's totally different. That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I haven't looked at this shit in a long time. You're talking
You're
like
good. Yeah, I have no idea
2009.
what this is though.
Like, here you go.
If that was shot in the
Right,
1960s, it would be perfectly clear.
Yeah, but that's
with
totally
audio.
different, right?
Why they have to put the fucking Area 51?
Right, you
music?
gotta have the stupid
Yeah, the
music,
music.
right?
Do do
You
do
got
do
to.
do 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 do.
But like you see enough, at the time in 2009, I was watching the shit out of it. Right, there's enough different angles where you're like, holy shit, that is real. Because there's a couple where you're like, get the fuck out of here. But it's that fucked up that it's like, why? It gets bigger and then it goes out to nothing. But
So what is it? What are
nobody
we
ever
looking
knows.
at? We don't know. Oh, okay.
no, but what's over here is that ice cat thing with the fucking antennas that they got in Norway. Right, this is from Norway.
Norway.
Right, which is
okay.
the same thing as what HARP is in Alaska. They also got one in Russia. They got one in like South America. They got one like there's 6 of them, I think, 6 big ones. But it just goes to show who knows what they can do when you start pushing frequencies out from some shit, right?
Yeah, frequency doesn't matter. The thing that's crazy about these things is like the amplitude they can push out.
So yeah, well, looking at something like that with what you know, what do you think is coming from them antennas that would create something like that in the atmosphere that would be a perfect fake-looking spiral?
Well, yeah, I think it's a fake spiral.
The actual one? You need to look into that more then, because I'm telling you, there was a ton
just
of.
from my perspective, they look kind of sus. But if you wanted me to give you an answer,
There's a lot
I
of
would say antennas pump radiation into an atmosphere, and it might have been a circular polarizing antenna which radiates like that, and it might have ionized the atmosphere to produce lights. Like I was trying to explain to them over Chernobyl, people thought they saw a whole bunch of fireflies in the sky.
Like Northern Lights type reactions?
No, more like glow, just the dull glow constantly flickering because the radiation kept ionizing the atmosphere. Yeah, to answer your question, I have no fucking idea, but that would be my guess.
But it could come from the antennas.
That?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, that when they show that picture with the line coming there, I mean, that's like,
Yeah, it looks like
it
the
goes right back
fakest
towards that
line
shit.
I've ever seen.
Yeah. And I agree. There's a lot of those pictures that looks completely like, get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here.
Yeah, I
But when
know.
you start then seeing all these other different images, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, okay, well, there's people taking.
Yeah, if you're asking me to explain it, I'm not gonna claim that I can. No.
No, and nobody has heard about it either. So it wasn't anything that was real big. You know, it was just at the time in 2009, I was real big into research and all that bullshit,
Yeah.
right? Like I was deep into all this conspiracy bullshit,
Yeah,
right?
no, I'd never seen that before.
So everybody sees it. Like I even got, like Ethan was joking about that whole flat Earth shit, right? Like, because I used to search so much conspiracy shit, it would always pop up, and I was just like, get the fuck out of here. Like I'm into conspiracies, but get the fuck out of here, right? And at some point, you're like, all right, fuck it. You know, I'm going to get into what they're saying. And I listened to their whole little the whole thing. And, dude, there's so much fucking ridiculous shit in there where you're just like, these people are retarded. right?
Yeah.
That makes you want to be like,
Correct.
whatever.
Yes.
But
That is correct.
there's a few things in there that make you think like, well, it does make sense, right? And one of those was like what I was telling you with the math thing, right? Because they're like the flat Earth theory, I guess, that they try to calculate would say that the sun is a ridiculously like way too close, right?
Yeah, not only that, but
Stupid close.
if you believe in how gravity works at all,
Right.
if you laid out Earth as a flat plate,
Right.
it would immediately collapse.
It
on
doesn't
itself.
work, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
would just collapse on itself.
Yeah, so like, well, and I'm not a big gravity believer. So
right.
there's one we could talk. But I agree with you to where there's like a lot of oddness with what they're saying.
And as you went further out, you would have to build structures that started to lean like this. Once again, that requires you to have belief in gravity, so that you could still walk. Does that make sense?
No.
Like if there was a center of this plate, and that was the source of gravity, then as you walked towards the edge, in order to stop you from falling off.
Well,
you would need
that's
to
the
be
thing.
pulled that way.
The whole edge thing is that's not part of their shit, right? So that's just all
How
a
can
fake.
it not be? They gotta. Yeah, that's what they.
No, because it's infinite.
Oh, they
Yeah.
think the Earth's infinite.
Yeah.
The flat people.
Yeah, it's not like a disc.
there's
yeah.
no edge. I know.
All right, we could just stop talking.
we can just
Yeah,
stop.
I'm gonna move on
I
that. one.
know.
Yeah, but I don't see why. Like that's what I mean. That actually makes it a little more believable on what I would think than what you were saying before.
Yeah.
Like you're saying the edge, like yeah, that's fucking stupid when they talk about that. When you talk about an infinite plane, that doesn't seem crazy to me.
Well, it depends.
You know?
That means the sun has to be infinitely in the same point in the sky.
No, what? All right. So here's the thing: the way they look at it, and here's the thing: it is fucking out there, and I'm not like jumping on board.
But
with
it makes
this, right?
more sense than the edge.
Yeah, more
Yeah.
than what you're thinking, right? Because you got to, and this was more on the thing of what I was talking about with mathematics on how you could just calculate it different, right? So they would say, I think their theory is something like 3,000 miles or some shit for the sun, which is stupid close, and the moon is way fucking less than that. Like,
What do they think of like Venus and Mercury then?
I'm not that far into it. But
Sorry, all right.
yeah, here, what? Either way. So picture like, here's your fucking Earth instead, right?
Yeah.
Right? But like, this is what you know is the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But it goes forever. But this is all you know. Okay? And they're saying this is the North Pole.
Okay. What's the South Pole?
There is no South Pole.
All right.
South just keeps going in all directions. So this is Antarctica.
Yep.
So when you look at it, they're saying it's like down here. You're flattening that out, right? So Antarctica goes around the whole fucking thing.
And where's the sun?
And here's Antarctica. The sun is doing this
But it floats above the plate.
above here. Right? Ridiculous, right? But that's what they're saying. So here's your equator. Here's the South Pole. Here's the North Pole. Here's the sun, basically.
That's brutal.
Going to front. Which, mathematically,
Yeah, but how do you explain the seasons?
it's no different because mathematically it works out the same.
I
It's just-
wouldn't if the sun's on the same exact circular trajectory.
Well, no, it's above.
Yeah, but you'd be the same distance from it all the time. So
No, because the sun, right? If the sun's here, right, it's only shining here
Yeah, but that's what a day is.
because it's
not,
close.
It's not the seasons.
No, but this is rolling around.
Yeah, no, you're explaining it.
No, the seasons come in and out. So the sun rolls in here. Sometimes the sun's rolling here. Sometimes it's rolling out here.
I can't see you. You're drawing away from me. Oh.
Sometimes it's rolling further in. So like when you're in Alaska and you're getting the full days
Yeah, but how do they explain that?
because of distance. Because it's closer. So then now you're seeing it when you think it's going below the horizon. It's just going so far out that you can't see it anymore. Looping back in.
That's some brutal shit, man. All right.
But height-wise, right? If they're saying it's only 3,000 miles like that, that's the concept, though, which makes a little more sense, right? So it all falls apart when you really look at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it does say that like the way that they explain it doesn't necessarily make sense either. Like it is weird because it's like okay, you can kind of mathematically figure out anything, and nobody is giving you any space information except for NASA. Nobody.
That is true.
Yep.
So when did NASA come about? Right around the same time as all that other shit. The Admiral Byrd thing with Antarctica.
JFK.
JFK died over that shit, right?
Yeah, he did.
A lot of that shit happened, and then NASA came out. They got all these scientists. A lot of
You
the
think
scientists
JFK
came from
died over
Germany.
what?
He was mentioned. He was all about the moon landings and shit, and talking about going there and blah blah blah. And
He was all about a lot of stuff.
giving a lot of information to the people, talking about secret societies and this.
JFK
that,
was
blah, blah,
about
blah.
the people,
You know.
and they didn't like it.
Gotcha.
But I'm saying all that
Yeah.
kind of goes in together to where space, if you say, hey, we know what's going on and this is what's going on out here, maybe they have a reason to stop people from going or to act like this is what's going on. And that's the one thing about that whole flat earth thing. I say the theory falls apart on what it is, but does make me realize was like it got me into Antarctica to realize you can't go south. Well, if you can't go south, then how can... Why not? Like, you can go over the North Pole, but nobody goes over the South. Nobody flies that way.
Hasn't someone
Nobody does
hiked
nothing.
across Antarctica?
Everybody's got a story, right? But, like, here's the thing.
I don't know.
People are constantly, all the time, flying over the North Pole, like, damn near close. Like, you can always fly up there. You live in Alaska, right? There's shit going on up there. You can go short. That shit does not happen down south.
Yeah,
right?
that part that was pretty cool. The thing that you showed me, that was interesting.
Yeah, but it's like you don't fly from South America to Africa, from South Africa to South America, right across.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You go up and down,
Yeah, I see what you're
always. On a flat Earth map that they show, like if you were to flatten that out and say Antarctica's down here, like the UN map. Have you seen that? Like the UN
saying. No, sorry.
logo? No?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
Do you?
Yeah,
Where they just flatten it out from the North Pole. It's I don't know what they call the actual like map. There's a way that they project it like that. This map right here,
oh, okay.
right? So if you picture that, right, and you
Oh.
were to run,
Do they have something?
well, that's basically it, right? Is what they're saying, that this is Antarctica out here.
And that's why it's UN's logo?
Well, that's part of their. I'm sure they think that type of shit. I'm just trying to give you a visual,
Yeah.
right?
Tracking.
Now, if you were to go flight patterns
Mm-hmm.
on this map, every flight pattern, like if you were to go to China, right, or fucking wherever you want to fly, it's a fucking straight line on this map. No matter where you go, like if you go from here, here to there to there, I don't know what the fuck happened. It's not even a
either.
touchscreen, man.
Yes. The government doesn't want us looking at it, boys.
You go here,
Yeah.
here, right. All these flight patterns work out on
Don't
this
let him
map,
touch that. Don't let him show them.
right?
All
That-
four of us are the next JFKs, dude.
That part got me kind of weirded out, right?
No, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, if you drive, so like from here to here, where you think you would go here on a normal map, right? Because you're on the bottom. So like you would want to go from here to here. You don't. You fly from here to here to here to here. So on this map, as a flight pattern, everything works out very strangely. Whereas on a globe, it would make not a lot of sense. Now, they say as a pilot that, oh, well, you don't fly over that ocean. You got to fly over the land for safety reasons and shit. You're talking like 3 times the trip, right? I'm like, they fly over the ocean all the fucking time. So, like, why would you not fly from Alaska to here? All these bottom flights, they never do that. They always go up here, here, like here to here to here. And there was like an emergency flight that caught my attention that was really weird, right? It was like they were coming from like, I don't know if it was Hawaii or like Thailand or, you know what I mean? Like this way. And instead of like maybe it was like Australia, and instead of stopping at Hawaii or going straight to LA, they went to like Anchorage and then back to LA from Hawaii. Maybe it was something like that. When the lady went into labor, they had emergency stop. And based on a normal map, you would think there's no way. You can just go right here. But not on that map. Right? On that map, it makes total sense. You're like, yeah, of course you would fucking go this line because it's dead in the middle of going. So that's the only kind of thing is when you start talking airplanes in this map, and then you start talking airplanes and how like simulators cannot work with a globe. They have to work on a flat plane. You cannot make a simulator work with the globe. it starts to get like, okay, well, maybe there's something to it. But there's a lot of things that fall apart and they're stupid shit, right? Where you're like, it makes you want to be like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, well,
Did you see that Facebook post from
planes are weird, right?
Yeah.
Like if you go to Vegas or you go back, it's not that much different. Maybe a little bit because of the wind, but not that much. But if it was really fucking circling that much, like, you shouldn't be able to land a plane if shit's moving that fast, like above. I get that it moves with the atmosphere and all that shit, but
Yeah, the
not
atmosphere.
really. Not really, though. Not in a plane.
That's what they say.
I get it, but it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't. They can't get it to work on a simulation. So that kind of shit makes me like, there's something fucking to it. It's not real. The whole thing's there's definitely things in it where I'm like, wrong. But there's some things where I'm like, oh, maybe. I don't know. Like the moon thing, where I'm like, well, that. If you look at the moon, right, it always looks like it should be reflecting where the sun's at. It makes sense on the heliocentric model. Like, I can't get around that. But the fact that it's not reflecting the same light is a problem. It's a fucking problem. Because light reflects the same. If it's off a mirror, it comes back as the same light. It's different. It's fucking different. So what is it? It's fucking plasma. The moon's plasma.
Plasma.
It's got to be.
Uranium.
It's the only fucking.
Korea.
I don't know.
Someone light a match and throw it at the moon.
What about then Elon Musk sending the Tesla? Do you believe that he sent a Tesla out into space?
Fuck if I know.
I mean, that happened in your lifetime. You're not that young.
Yeah, I didn't tune into that.
I didn't either.
Did you guys see anything?
Never heard of it. No.
Supposedly, he sent a whole Tesla into space.
Yeah, maybe.
And he was like, no, it's just like out the shop. Yeah. But the tires didn't blow up.
I'm-
for nothing.
I'm sure he.
Wouldn't the tires blow?
I'm sure
you know
he did
physics?
send a Tesla. I'm
If
sure
you had
he did.
oxygen in a tire like a balloon and you sent it up into the fucking space, you don't think them tires are the first thing that blow out?
I don't know.
There's oxygen in those tires.
Yeah.
It would blow. It'd have to, right? Would have to. They just boom.
Yeah, that's supposedly what happened to what would happen to an astronaut
I think
without their suit was they would blow up
It'd compress.
Would do something.
or compress.
Yeah.
Blow up or compress.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever
It
gone?
wouldn't just be chilling like tires. Would they be floating through
Have
the
you
space?
ever? Have you flown on planes?
Nope. I mean, I've been in like commercial planes. If that's what I've never flown a plane.
No, flown on them.
Oh yeah.
If I remember right, when you go up in the air and you have your bottle of water on the ground, when you're up in the air, does it get rock solid or does it compress? I can't remember.
It's just water.
No, like the air inside the bottle. Like,
It's just
does your
water.
bottle become a rock solid, or does it
It's just water.
flatten out?
You said when it's empty, right?
Yes. I'm trying to remember what it does.
No,
When
I
you
don't
have
know.
when you have your half-filled bottle, I think Bill's right.
You gotta remember the
I
plane's
think
gonna
when you
be.
go up, the bottle gets like rock solid, and when you take it off, like it wants to blow your cap off because the air is expanded. So yes, I think you're right. The tires should have exploded. And then when you take the cap off and you drink it at 35,000 feet, you screw your cap back on, and you go land, it's like kind of shriveled up because the air is decompressed again.
I've never noticed that.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I've noticed.
But you
it
see what I'm saying? There's
on,
gonna
like,
be a
all
difference.
of my flights. Yeah,
You
There
flown
was
a lot more
also
than we have, I'm
condensation
sure.
on the
Yeah,
fucking
a
window
lot.
in one of the videos.
yeah, because actually I had I had one of my bag of chips rupture.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it was already filled up really tight,
yeah.
and when we took off and went from
Sorry, dude.
the ground to
feel bad
35,000, that bag blew the fuck up in my backpack. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that thing ain't floating around. And
Yeah,
then
I guess it just depends on how fucking
How
good
would-
the rubber and those tires are. If they're just gonna hold in the pressure the whole
how
time.
would you explain condensation on the windows?
I don't. What?
Condensation on the
He's never
windows.
seen the movie.
No, but if you were to see condensation on the windows in space, how would you explain that?
Like Apollo 13 when they're wiping off the condensation.
No, in the Tesla, there was
Oh.
condensation on the fucking window.
Oh, I
I
didn't
have
see.
no
I
idea.
didn't see.
So I'm
this
saying,
video.
if you were really in space in a car, like how would you get condensation on the window?
It's raining, dude.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
No, I have no idea.
it can't happen. Why would they have removed the rear view mirror?
Did they?
Yeah,
You said they were fresh out the factory.
that's what he said. But they removed the why? Because you'd see cameras, right? Because they got to record that shit. Because you can't do it. He did that. Either they let him do it or he did it as a play at them. Like, you can't say that I'm faking it or you're going to give up that you're faking it. So he's like, it's either he's on board and they're like, you fake this too, and so he's on board, or it was a dig at him. Like, look, we could do this shit too. You want to fake this shit? I'll fake this shit. I'll put a car up there. You're going to tell me I'm fucking faking it? Then I'm going to let you know that you can't get here either. Because nobody can go further than 400 miles above the earth.
Yeah.
It can't happen.
That's the kind of shit I wish Joe Rogan would have asked him when he had.
Yeah.
It's like,
But he's got too much
Come
pull,
on,
right?
Joe.
I can say that shit because nobody's watching
know,
me.
I
Joe
know.
Rogan's got everybody watching him, so
right,
it matters, right?
Yeah,
If anybody was watching me, they wouldn't like it.
right. Well, you might still
I
have
don't know what I'm
JT and
talking about
Rashad.
either. Joe Rogan's
Maybe.
talked to people that really know what the fuck they're talking about too, and I don't. All I have done is watch Joe Rogan, so
Yeah.
he's got that on me, right? But I did a lot of research on a lot of those things for a long fucking time. So even though I don't necessarily have all that info, like, I've taken it in, and I'm with you. Like, I want to see proof. I don't want to, like, just hear somebody say it, but it needs to make sense to me, right? And when I say, or when I see that they flew a ship 6 times to the moon and came back, and nobody's ever recreated it, but you could poke your finger through it and die while you were on it, and they could barely fit, and then they added a whole car, and they didn't change the size of the plane. Like, none of that makes sense. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And if you look at just the first moon landing pictures, there's nothing underneath it, like there's prints, like you could see dust. And, like, if you were landing, it was shooting out shit, right? It would be smooth as fuck because it would have blasted all that shit everywhere. But it's like they just set it down on top of some fucking normal ass sand.
Powder.
Yeah. And the funny thing is to me that they think that they could just leave and get back. Nobody questions, like, getting back. Like, did you see what it took to get here? Did you see the monstrosities that they built and the shit that it took to 10, 9, 8, everything's got to be right. They got to have a whole crew, all this shit. And then they just land and they're like, oh, we're cool. Back up, boom, done, we're good. The fuck, are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
where's the crew there? Like, there's no fucking
fuel.
way.
No fuel.
And if you watch, like, you should see them practicing. Have you ever seen them practice the fucking moon landing ships on Earth? Holy shit, dude. They're like shooting parachutes out everywhere. Dude, they can't keep them shit straight. They never did land one correctly before they went and took the missions.
I agree.
They're like, oh, it'll
That's
be
true.
easier on the moon.
They
No gravity, it'll be easier. We're fine.
They failed all of their training.
Every single one.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Every single one.
They
They
failed
never
all
landed.
their training simulators
Yep, never.
before the fucking
But they were
rocket
like, fuck it, we're
left.
doing it. We'll be
and
fine.
then they made it. That's what I was saying earlier. Nothing went wrong. It's like, how the fuck did you do
Nope.
it the first
No.
try?
But they'll be like, yes, they did Apollo 13.
Yeah,
Yep, because they needed something to go wrong.
yeah, but look, they made it out.
Fuck yeah, they did.
Again, they had this
Yeah.
explosion, and they corrected it with some duct tape and some bags.
Yeah.
It's like,
No,
what?
no fucking problem.
What? You just figured it out
Yeah, no
with
big
no
deal.
fucking equipment, no tools, no nothing.
Yeah.
You just, oh yeah, we figured it out. It
And
explosion.
the problem was out there in space.
You have to watch the movie.
Then they come back and
It's
they
like,
land no
dude,
problem. Like, just
come
getting back from
on.
space is no problem. So, they still come back and land and do all that shit, right? Like,
Yeah, and they made it back. I know. It's like,
there was people that said that there was a 1 in
Uh.
10,000 chance of us making it to the moon and landing. Like, technically, that's the chances that you had of for real pulling that off.
and then have a
1 in
problem,
10,000.
a problem, and
No,
then
no.
make it back.
They did it 6 times in a row, and nobody's recreated it in 60 years.
Yeah.
Now, logically looking at that, you got to say, I'm a little more on the fence if we didn't go, right?
Oh, yeah.
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 Right? When you came in, you were probably 50-50. Or
No,
you
when
knew.
No, when I came in, I was.
Yeah. So it's a little more, right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you read that fucking Wagging the Moon doggy, you're going to be like, yeah, dude. You're going to teach people how we didn't land on the moon.
I'm going to teach you how the moon's reflecting light. Tell you that.
You're going to look and go, holy shit, he's right. That is different light. That's fucked up, and that doesn't make any sense.
No shot.
I can't wait to
I'm
shoot
gonna-
my gun at the shadows and the moon.
Yeah, because that's one
and
thing that is
fuck.
for real. Like
I'm
you
mo-
can do
that's-
tests. You can
that's
do it yourself.
crazy.
It's proven. It's
I-
just take
yeah.
temperatures right
Just
now
make
in the
sure
shade.
it's the same medium. Like, do concrete with and without the light. I'm interested. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It'll probably be rock.
don't
Most
shoot-
of my
yeah.
driveway's
I was like,
rock.
don't shoot at
No,
don't
no,
shoot at
no,
concrete
no.
and then at grass. You know?
No. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
All right, what do we go? Let's see what we got here.
Who do we got in the chat? I want to know. What's the deal?
man, there's too
we have any
much.
super chats?
You got a way to pull that up? Anybody else read this shit too?
Do we have any
No?
super
Yeah, I
chats?
can pull shit up.
I don't have enough viewer. Nobody subscribes to me.
I'm
They don't
I'm
like me.
subscribed.
Yeah, I don't know. We got Jeremy Law in here. He's like watching, so he's here watching. But
Okay, what do you want to know?
well, you got to turn the volume down for
I
sure.
got
'cause
you.
I'm hearing
Okay.
echo.
I got it. I got it.
I like that it's all. You hear
I
that
turned
delay
it
and
down.
shit.
I
isn't it?
turned it down.
He's like, "What time?" And I'm thinking,
Kevin
like, well, if you would have
Fierce.
clicked on it, it pretty much said it as soon as you clicked on it. So
Ethan
I guess
Lastoria.
you're not a subscriber, Jeremy.
Prometheus Law.
Prometheus Law, the Earth is flat. You,
You
can,
can
look up
see
and
the
see the
North
North
Star
Star 20 degrees below the
If
equator.
there's been involved,
That is weird. But
Yeah, I'm not
that
convinced.
could be right, depending on how big the Earth is.
About
Yeah, I don't know if
mix
I believe
with
Prometheus
mix that
Law.
with Bill Gates and the sulfur sun shield. Oh, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, a lot of stuff I don't know about.
The stars are weird. North
Yeah,
Star's cool.
JKX500. Who are you?
Yeah, who is that? Did we ever figure that out?
JKX500? You have to say who you are before we will talk
Identify
to you.
yourself.
No way.
Yeah.
He's in it.
No, I've got
That's
to
my
know.
dude, JX.
I got to
He's
know.
my dude. Or chick, I don't know.
And who's Prometheus Law? I need to know.
Oh, that's Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Jeremy Law.
Oh, okay.
Kevin says they're waiting for the ice to melt.
He's been to practice since you have. It's true.
That was a good one.
It's fucking true.
I don't even know who Jeremy Law is, I guess.
Exactly.
Damn.
Holy shit! This
Do you
chat,
know who Jeremy Law is?
Yeah.
You're right, Bill. This chat was popping.
Right?
There's a lot to
Who's
track.
Boz?
That's
fucking
Mirzad.
Jesus. That's how long you've been gone.
God.
Mirzad, Andrew doesn't even know who you are.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. Mirzad will fucking smash you, like, no problem. He'll just look at you and laugh with your fucking hand strength.
Boz. Yeah, I didn't know that Boz was Mirzad. I don't think that has anything to do
Hey,
with
Mirzad, if you're still
practice,
there,
though.
what do you think about a match with Logan Duckworth
Oh,
out
that's a
in
good match.
Illinois?
That's a good match.
We got to take, like, they're trying to do some big practice, and I think they want us to help garner their hits. He was trying to say, oh, it's going to be on YouTube. It'll help get your team name out there. I think, like, what teams do you have? Like, people know who the fuck we are.
Sure did.
I'll match every single person on your team.
Ethan says you're right. There's no space AutoZone. This was from hours ago.
Oh, yeah. They're not
About
even
the
watching
Apollo
that one.
13.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought that was hilarious.
Some people know what's going on in here, though. They got some facts. They got some weather. Well, yeah, what about weather modification? You down with that? What do you think about chemtrails?
Chemtrails?
Yeah.
Damn, isn't that some Vietnam shit? Or is that the
Yeah,
thing
could
that you
be.
drop from farms or for farmers?
Could be that, too, I guess.
God, I have no idea. Bill.
Anybody else into that?
Sorry, I
Chemtrails?
haven't done
Nothing?
I
anything
don't
with
know
that.
much about that one.
No? You never look in the sky and see fucking big old long
Yeah, I've heard
trails
about
of
that.
clouds?
I've heard about that for sure.
For sure.
Yeah,
I've seen
the
that.
aluminum.
Yeah.
Have you ever just walked around outside and all of a sudden a droplet of something will hit you?
That could be
Like
a bird.
on a bright
bird
sunny
shit.
day?
On a bright sunny
Yeah,
day.
you look up, you're like, it ain't raining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit gets me sometimes. I'm like,
What the
I
fuck?
was like, that was sus. Like, I'm in complete open. There's no trees around me. and
that
I just
actually
got-
happened not that
yeah,
long ago.
I was saying,
to me.
I just got hit with a drop of something. I was like,
Yeah. I looked up too, like, is it really raining? A couple of clouds, but I don't know.
yeah. That didn't seem right.
No, I remember asking my mom about chemtrails when I was like, probably like 12, 13. Okay, why are some of these airplanes put out fucking smoke, some of them don't? She's like, I don't fucking know, whatever. Right? Like, just
I
blew
gotta
it
start
off,
doing
like,
shit.
and then I never
What
thought
are you
about it
talking
again.
about? Like, shut
Yeah,
up.
never thought about it again until people start talking. I'm like, man, I was talking about that shit 20 years ago. Right?
You're ahead of your
but
time.
like, that shit's for real. Like, you could see it. Like, obviously, some of those motherfuckers are doing something different. And, like, obviously the first thought would be weather modification, right? Because they've been doing that since the 60s, where they could cloud seed, they can spray, like, silver into clouds, make it rain or make it not rain, or, you know,
Yep.
those type of things, right? Well, my thought is, instead of it being more weather modification, because they're always spraying in those grid patterns and spreading it out, could that be in response to those HARP, the HARP, like an IceCat, all that shit, right? Like, could it help push the waves?
I don't think
Because
so.
because they're putting particles in the air, could it help make the waves go further?
No idea.
No? Well, you should know something like that. Isn't this the guy that should know that
I
shit?
would think so.
If I was asking about
Of the four
muscles,
of
I would
us-
ask him. I'm
of the
asking
four
about
of us,
this.
he would know. Not
Yeah. Should be
What if you spray
Because I'm
some-
thinking maybe they're spraying so that those, whatever they're doing with those fucking antennas, which obviously they have, there's a reason that they're building those things, right?
I think HARP's been around forever. When was HARP
It's
built?
like the 60s or 70s. in
Yeah,
that-
I don't
in
think
that
they've
area,
built
I think.
one recently.
No, but there's a reason for them,
Oh yeah.
right?
I don't know how much they.
But
can
what if
use.
that's all the same thing, right? Like,
all tied together.
yeah, like they're spraying the shit so that the waves that they're pushing out can reach further or do
I don't know.
whatever the fuck
I'm
they're
not-
doing. Maybe it's better.
I think you're taking a big reach by connecting the two.
I don't. I really think that those two could very well be connected.
All right.
Very well. It could be a reach.
It feels-
Definitely.
feels like a reach for me.
Probably. But in
But-
my head,
but-
in my head, I feel like that makes more sense than a lot of other things that fucking antennas could be doing. What else are they doing it for?
Man
Right?
said Monsanto recently patented an aluminum-resistant corn. I don't know what that has to do with this conversation.
Because they spray aluminum. So aluminum is
Oh,
a
there
big.
you
That's
go.
a big thing in
There
what
you
they
go,
spray.
Monsanto, or Prometheus Law coming up.
Yeah. And Monsanto, you know, they're big into that shit.
I don't know.
Obviously,
What does Monsanto do?
everything bad.
Well, I'm not tuned
You don't
into
know
that.
nothing?
No.
Okay, so my grandpa retired from Monsanto, so I'm
Well, what does the company do in general?
Chemicals.
they're a chemical
Chemicals?
company, right? They were big into asbestos back in the day. They used to create that. I remember talking to my grandpa about that. He's know guys that would shovel that shit. Like, did they ever have problems? I don't know them now, you know, blah, 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 because, you know, asbestos now is big.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a chemical company. They do a lot of different things, but they're involved in
Isn't Roundup their biggest thing?
Roundup, yeah, big. They
You
own
guessed them during the trivia thing, didn't you?
they own the soybean basically, right? So 98% of the soybeans in the world are owned by Monsanto, and if you're growing those other 2%, they're fucking on you, right? If they find out that you're not growing Monsanto seeds or that you are growing Monsanto seeds and you're not supposed to, they'll fucking sue the shit out of them. They try to fuck all that. Well, those soy seeds are all genetically modified and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So like, they were the first ones to start patenting life, as far as I know, right? Which started the whole process, which has been crazy since. So like, people are patenting life like crazy now, but they own 98% of the soybeans on the planet,
That's crazy.
right? They have to be genetically
Is
modified.
there no
for that.
antitrust thing?
It's nothing, man. They actually fucking created, like, I think it was Monsanto. Don't quote me on this, but I think it was Monsanto. But somebody created they called it the Terminator gene, which was a gene they could incorporate in these seeds. It would make them not produce seeds no more because they didn't want the farmers to produce their own seeds. They want them to have to buy the seeds from Monsanto, which only
Hey,
last for 1 year.
add this to your conspiracy. I just typed in Monsanto on Google and look at the first thing that pops up and its description.
So,
No
what's the problem?
information is available for this period. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah, that's about right. All right, you read that? The aluminum-resistant corn, is that what you read?
Yeah.
Off the chat? All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, and why would they do that? Because they're spraying aluminum everywhere. Like, that shit's dropping. And then they've proven that, right? That there's,
Have they?
yeah, with the amount of aluminum that's showing up in different things, they've actually caught particles coming down in different places. But where they do these different things, they'll like compress those stories. So they'll come out in news, but they don't get out into the mainstream where people don't see that shit. You know? And then you're like, well, I never saw that. Well, yeah, no, because I was searching for it and you found it. And yeah, 250,000 people saw that, but in the reality, that's not a lot, right? Because 100,000 of those people watched it fucking 3 times.
Do you ever
and-
think you have confirmation bias? Like when you're searching for
Definitely.
something and you
Oh,
find it?
100%, right? Like everybody does. Like that doesn't fade me. But what I do is try to look at the other side too, right? Like I do try to say, okay, what are these motherfuckers saying on the other side to make my decision of
Yeah.
like, is it real or not?
Solid.
Right. But I do understand that, yeah, I'm going into it speculative. And just like anybody that was writing a story would, right?
Yep.
Like if they're writing a story, it's always going to be towards their idea.
For sure.
Like it's going to push you that way. So yes, I get that, but I've been thinking about that forever, looking on the internet, where I'm like, yeah, you can find anything you want on the internet. You just really got to search. It's to the point now you can't Google shit. You can't find anything.
Yeah,
Like you're only going to see what the fuck they want you to see, and you're like, this is not what I'm looking for, motherfuckers. And they somehow they got it blocked out.
I know
don't
of
know.
no one but me who is, if you scroll to the bottom of a Google search, you have like 1 to 100 entries. I'm like the only one I know that's ever clicked 2.
To the second page. You know what you get? The same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Luke.
Or as soon as you're off, now all of a sudden you're on like a different subject.
That's
Like,
that's the thing.
You're gonna tell me there's 2 million fucking searches, but by page 2, you're telling me
Yeah,
about
it's
shoes now.
over.
Yeah, that's
It's
exactly
over.
what happened to me. I clicked page 2 because I was doing some scientific journal lookup or some shit, and I went to page 2, and I was like, completely like exactly.
Right.
I was looking at shoes when I was trying to find information.
Nowhere
about,
even near what you're asking
yeah,
for.
about like prosthetics or some shit. I was like, oh,
Because
yeah?
Google's always wanted one answer for every question. If you got a question, they got an answer. And that's a great concept, right? People are like, fuck yeah, Google it. You got the answer. I remember one time thinking, oh man, I got the library in my hand. I can find what I want. I remember talking
It
to my
was in the
grandpa.
beginning.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, we could find it. I got to sift through because some people talk bullshit, but you can find the information. But then it's like, at what point do you have to put all your trust into them, like you're saying? I trust that those people know what they're talking about. Now you're going to trust Google, right? Yeah, so you could go to Wikipedia, right, and figure that you look up George Washington's birthday, that they're going to tell you the correct answer. At what point do they change that number? And you have no clue, because who the fuck knows what George Washington's birthday? Do you?
Nope.
Nobody, right? So if they changed it right now and put it on Wikipedia,
You would have
would
no.
you know?
You would have no.
You'd have no other reference to
Fuck no.
check.
And then when they cover all that, now they just change history. And
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
would fucking know. But then you got the Mandela effect
They've been doing that.
of people like, oh, I remembered that. Well, maybe you did. Fuck, I don't know. But they blew it up, or they burnt it, and then now it's all electronical, so you could just change the information. And
You
what-
think they would have done that with the hardback encyclopedias way back in the day?
no, you can still buy them. I've thought about it, right? Like, I really want one. It's like, what year do you get? Like, I'm thinking like early 90s. Be a Goodyear encyclopedia, right? Like, that was before the internet,
Yeah.
so they didn't really bust out with that yet. Maybe you got a good set.
Right in the middle of the Cold War, though.
So maybe better in the 70s.
So, yeah, so in the period where
The one that I had was
king.
76. When I was a kid, the one that my mom had was 76. That's what I read. Like, so if I needed to know something, I fucking, like, went down and looked that shit up. But I took that shit as fact. When in all reality, who wrote that?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it gets down to now where I've gotten so far down where I'm like, I don't trust what the fuck was written in that encyclopedia. Because they've lied about so much other fucking shit that...
Oh yeah.
And I got a buddy that I've been talking to like 25 fucking years, right? And to this day, he doesn't get it, and I can't argue. You can't have like a thought experiment, right? Of like, this didn't happen, so picture that this didn't happen and go. And it's like, no, you can't do that, because he's like, well, no, that happened. Like, but I'm trying to
That's
say
it,
that
I'm
that
asking.
didn't happen,
Yeah.
right? So now look at it. Well, you can't, because that's what happened.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well, I can't talk to you, man. Can't talk to you.
Some people, yeah, you just.
Because you don't know. Like, you're taking, like, credit, like these people, oh, well, scientists know, or this, that. What scientists? There's a lot of scientists that don't believe what the fuck you're saying, too, but they're not getting heard, and you're not giving them a chance. And there's actually probably more scientists that say, we didn't go to the moon, and that the planes didn't hit the towers, right? That we just don't see because that's not what's being put in front of you.
Yeah.
Because you only have you can only get to so much shit.
Yeah, that's very true.
They've been labeled conspirators and
Oh.
shunned.
And put it
You
down,
just wrapped
right?
it around right at the beginning of the podcast.
You saw
went
what I
around-
did there?
Hey, you went around the globe on that one.
Oh!
So, I don't know. That's where I'm at with it. I don't believe shit. And the biggest theory I come out with is that if it goes mainstream real quick, that's definitely bullshit.
You know who you should have had on this podcast is Brent. He would have gone.
I don't know if
Oh.
we should do that, right? Like, people would think, like, damn, Brent's out there.
Yep.
He's on some shit, right? Like, he's into that political. You guys into the political conspiracy?
Not like Brent, no.
No, not like Brent. No.
I mean, I'm definitely
There is some
skeptical.
weird shit going on in Washington.
I totally believe that they rigged the election. I mean, there's
Well,
no
yeah.
think he
Obviously.
can. It's indefensible.
Nobody
but
voted for that fucking douchebag.
Fuck no. Fuck no, he didn't.
Oh, man.
Somebody couldn't get 8 people at his rally, but he got 88 million to vote for
Dude,
him.
I'm pretty sure the best meme that I've seen so far coming from that Will Smith shit.
Fresh
is him
Prince.
smacking that fucking Biden sticker on the fucking gas tank.
Oh, I did that.
I
yeah.
did that. Yeah.
It was like it had the Will Smith thing like that with the sticker. And oh, fuck. I was like, that's the winner. That's the one.
I like the one with Chris Rock, and he's got like a handprint here, and it says Fresh Prince instead of
yeah.
Fresh Prince. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
That is
Shit's
really
fake
good.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking shit, that. And God, I was about sick of hearing it. Like, heck, could everybody talk about that?
Dude, I was so tired.
I got on Facebook that morning. It was
Dude,
8 posts in a row.
brutal.
I got off Facebook. I'm like, I'm so fucking done. Like, you guys are feeding these fuckers,
I
right?
know.
That's exactly what it is, though, right?
Jesus,
now
why
what
don't
do they
you just
got?
give them all the
Now
power?
they got people bitching one way or the other.
I know. Look at us sitting here talking about it. Yeah, damn.
But it's like more division.
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Fuck them all.
True enough.
What do you think? You guys want to smoke a joint, Tony?
No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good.
Aaron, yeah.
I think I'm good.
I'm all set. I found this. I don't know if you play video games, but I found this.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And I
Yeah.
posted that shit immediately. It was Dark Souls reference, but I was like, "Here, rest here. You've seen way too many Will Smith memes."
Oh, man.
And I was like, yes.
So I made an arm wrestling shirt. If you can't beat them, duck them.
Yeah,
The arm wrestling ranking special, right? You guys
Yeah,
seen
we've
it?
seen it. Yeah, yeah.
You wore it all the
Is
time.
that a conspiracy or is that real? Do motherfuckers duck?
That's real for sure.
Now he's bringing it back to arm wrestling.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
all comes back
It
to
does.
arm wrestling.
I'm just saying, like, does
home
it?
of
Is
conspiracy.
it a conspiracy?
No, I
Do
don't think
people
so.
actually duck to get better rankings?
What do you think?
Like they can't beat them, so they're like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna rate." I think 100% it's fucking true.
No, never. No.
No,
Everybody's okay with losing, aren't
I
they?
mean Andrew's been ducking practice for 2 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I was like, the whole thing with like,
That's mentioned on every single episode.
Yeah, it's instead of 4 months, just call it 6 years. Fuck what?
Might as well.
Yeah.
hey Andrew, how long you been arm wrestling? 3 years. So you've been ducking for 6.
I know what the fuck.
I just had a memory come up of me 6 years ago on April 1st, arm wrestling my buddy Josh. It was like down here before shit was even built up.
Oh man,
I'm in a horrible spot still. He was all fucking sauced up and shit too. He was
Yeah.
like, "That was when I was on the sauce." I was smashing him, and I sucked. It looks bad when you look at it. I'm like, I would never pulling that like both my feet over here, my shit up. You see pictures of that? Like seriously, that's what I was doing. That's what I did. I had a table down here because I'm like fighting for people to arm wrestle. I'm arm wrestling people that don't even arm wrestle
Yeah.
because you couldn't find anybody back then. You know.
yeah, right, yeah.
We got arm wrestling conspiracies. That's what Brad said. Is there? Is this just real conspiracies or arm wrestling conspiracies?
Does he have
Thinking
one?
like, are there arm wrestling conspiracies? Other than you're ducking them? I don't
I
know.
don't think so.
I don't think there are.
Well, yeah, there's a few.
What?
There's a few. Well, the one that comes to mind pretty quickly is, did Michael Todd take a dive against Larrett last year.
I don't know.
That's the one that
Did he
comes
take
to
a
mind.
dive
Not
against Gennady?
Let me be real clear here. I'm not saying he did. I'm just saying that I've seen that come up where people say, "Oh yeah, because they were betting,
That's
he
fine.
took a dive."
Do you think
or
he did
whatever.
the same thing for Gennady then?
Well,
he got-
I'm not
right?
trying to put any logic
I know.
on it. I'm just saying.
I'm trying to think of logic.
Yeah, that one comes to
Yeah.
mind
I
pretty
was like,
quick. that-
sure, for betting, you could say Larrett waxed
He ain't
him.
trying to lose to Gennady.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's what I'm saying. But if Gennady waxed him 3-0, did Devin wax him?
But didn't he? He looked like he tried a lot harder than that one, didn't
he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
Right?
that was more Michael
he?
Todd.
Between him and Devin, I don't know, and I don't trust the king of the table shit for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit.
When you
muddy.
start putting money into arm wrestling,
It gets muddy.
yeah, because there's no money in it.
There's no money. So if
So-
you throw 200,000 at it,
Who's losing? Whoever gets the most money, right?
I mean, yeah.
What if there was
I
a
don't know.
lose bonus? Then what happens?
I'd take L's all day.
I think most people would.
Travis Bajan said, "If you paid me 2,000 to win and 2,001 to lose, I'm losing."
And then he goes loses, and
At
you
least
wonder, like,
he's
is it
honest about it, right? Like, it's honest.
Yeah.
I'm not saying them other guys did
real? Or
it.
is it?
Just
Or did he
saying.
say that because he was gonna lose?
Does that mean John took a dive against Alexi for money? Way back in Pulling John?
I don't think. No.
Back when Alexi was a
No,
Titan?
Alexi was fucking
No,
juiced to the
Alexi was a
gills.
bad
Wasn't he, though?
motherfucker, and John was like,
Hey,
I don't really
He
give
was
a
like
fuck.
50 pounds
and
heavier
Hey,
too.
At least 50
best
pounds.
training video ever is Alexi in that
Oh,
ratchet gym area with
God.
the 3 dudes pulling on
Fuck
his
yeah.
arm.
Harder,
like,
harder,
yeah,
you
he's like,
pussies.
That's like the
When
most.
you're watching that movie,
God.
seeing that, you're not like, dude, that dude
Damn.
is strong as shit.
doing the flag and shit.
Oh,
like,
yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ, that guy's a
Dude, that is
When
totally
he
the
fucking
scene.
picks up his dog and just yeets it on the roof. Remember that shit?
yeah,
It's the
dude.
funniest
No,
thing.
Alexi was bad, dude.
Yeah, still is, man.
Oh yeah.
Still is.
I don't know.
Oh, he's bad for sure. He's
He's
not.
all right.
He's not top 10 arm wrestler bad. But he's
I was gonna say he's
He's
right.
a-
He's
I
not
bet-
hanging with him.
he's
I
a
bet for his
fucking,
weight.
let's say he's a fucking specimen of a
But
man.
for his weight, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
President waxed him. Not President's a badass, but I mean he fucking waxed him pretty good.
Yeah, some weight gap there. That's what I'm saying. Like at 230,
How much?
at 230, I think
230?
Alexi.
How is Alexi 230?
Yeah,
I think he is.
yeah,
Yeah, he is
oh
now.
yeah,
Now? What, is he
Yeah.
off the juice?
super lean.
Super
Oh, he's off the
Oh,
salt.
yeah.
I think Alexi pulling at 230 is amazing. And
He looks like
and
Taras
I
Ivankin
hope,
back in the day.
I would love if he came back.
Yeah, he ain't
at,
coming
at
back.
like the
He
230.
can't arm wrestle without the juice, dude. He needs the sauce.
Yeah, if Bresnan
He
beat him,
couldn't
then-
even bobsled without the sauce, dude.
True that.
Yeah, if
How do you
Bresnan-
think you're gonna arm wrestle? I
Bresnan's
mean,
beating him, then
that's like
He's
thinking
not
that we
beating
could get to
Hutchins
the
or
moon or
whatever.
something, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah, I was going to say. Pass it left, dude.
That's like thinking you could get to the moon. Dude ain't beating nobody off the
Yeah,
sauce.
this is going to be the meme for the rest of my life.
yeah, Moon Boy.
Oh, Aaron, you thought you could be Brent? It's like believing you could get to the moon.
He did. Not anymore. You're gonna read that shit. He's gonna come back. What's today? Friday? It's Sunday.
Sunday.
He's gonna come back. You going to practice Sunday?
Nah, I'm hurt.
You're hurt.
I don't want to go. I'm going to take an Andrew day.
That's an
Shit.
Andrew day.
So we'll see you in 24. Is that what you're saying?
You should be in a year or two.
Oh fuck.
Anybody breaks their arm and they can come talk shit. Fuck.
Excuse me.
That ain't the same.
No, it's not the same.
That ain't the same.
Do I need
You
to
didn't
pull
even
up
know
the
you
X-ray?
broke it when you broke it.
Dude, I snapped it way worse than you did, homie. You just broke this little bitty arm. This little bitty bone right
You
here.
didn't have to have surgery.
No, because I was a fucking soldier.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
You said I
You're
put
right.
it back together.
Dude, my buddy tried to jam it back in.
I'm good. Fuck you.
Dude, I took that shit like a champ. Ask anybody. Dude, there was like 20 people in the house, so I got a ton of witnesses
You
that
got.
said I took
You had
that shit
8
like-
bottles of Jaeger in you too.
Dude, I had the paramedics begging me to go to the hospital because I was like, "Nah, I'm good, man. It's just out of place." And they're like, "Nah, man, I think you're
No.
fucking. I think it might be broken. You probably should go to the hospital." Nah, just pop that fucker back in, man. I'm too drunk to go to the hospital. Just pop it in.
Yeah.
They're like, No, I think you should probably go. I think it might be broken.
Speaking
Fuck.
of broken arms, do we have an update on that dude from Illinois State?
The kid?
Yeah,
I'm sure he's fine.
fair enough.
I don't know. They're all fine, dude. It's just a broken arm. It's actually way better than fucking up a muscle or tendon.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, seriously, I snapped
Except
that
that you gotta
shit
live
straight
with
in
some
half. I
screws
was
in your arm
pulling
forever.
I
a
can
year
only
and a
speak
half
from my own
later. I was pulling
experiences.
Do you have screws in
in a
place?
shitty position
Brutal.
the whole
Right back at
time.
it, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, so I get where people can come back in 6 months because, dude, I broke it in the worst position possible and continued to pull the same way for a fucking decade.
Does that just mean you're dumb?
Yeah. But I didn't. What do you know? You don't know. I didn't know that it was real. Like, I didn't know, like, nobody was teaching me.
Yeah.
I could have gone to Brewski's. I didn't know they were having them because it was pre-internet. So, you know, nobody passed me a flyer that said, hey, there's an arm wrestling tournament up at Brewski's.
Yep.
All I knew was there was a movie in 1986. I guess we'll do this on the table, on my, you know. And it's Mardi Gras, we're drunk, and it snaps, and it's no big deal, and, like, I break it, and it's just a joke, and or whatever. We keep arm wrestling, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, there's a tournament? Oh, fuck it, I'll go. And then all my buddies that can smash me, right? Like, let's go, we're going to fucking smash them. And they're like, I ain't going to no damn tournament. So it's just me, and they all beat me, and then I go, but I got to win. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. And then it was like a year later, and I'm like, oh, I was in a bad position. That's why, bro. Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
But my arm is on Wikipedia. That's the typical fracture for arm wrestling. Is this fucking arm right here. Woo! It's all trash now, but used to be good.
You only need one good one.
Yeah.
Left's coming along. Left's coming along. You
You know,
guys
I-
good? I don't think we got conspiracies. We're talking arm wrestling now.
Yeah.
I'm all out.
No more conspiracies?
No.
Not yet. Tony, you got something on Hitler?
No, I'm definitely not.
No?
No.
That's for the conspiracy talk too?
Yes, I
Yeah.
think so. I think Tony's checked out on this
I
one.
don't think I have another one, honestly.
Yeah. I think even the chat people checked out.
What we got? 6?
We got people watching, but nobody's commenting. All the comments.
That's
left.
just going on in the background.
Well, when I was supposed to be paying attention, I wasn't. We were talking all over the place, probably not
those
paying
guys
any
are just
attention.
those guys are just jacking off. They're not really
Yeah.
interacting.
They don't care. Monsanto is fucked up though. My grandpa's probably turning in his grave, huh? Fucking Monsanto. Like, I don't know. Fucking some shit up.
Yeah, they're
Who
the devil.
patents the soybean?
They're the devil for sure.
Yeah, can't do it. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Watching Tony. Tony, thanks for chiming in this
Thanks,
episode.
thanks,
And
Tom.
Glad you were here, my man.
Yeah.
Thanks, Big Tone.
We definitely appreciate it. And to everybody else, if you didn't click subscribe, you fucking suck.
Stay gay.